HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. WFAN Sports Flash.
Good morning at 10 o'clock. I'm Chris Lepresti. This report is sponsored by New Jersey Manufacturers Extension Program. If you work in New Jersey manufacturing, your chance to network, learn, and connect with resources for your business is October 3rd, the annual Made in New Jersey Manufacturing Day in Freehold. Both gubernatorial candidates will share their vision for industry in New Jersey. Register today at njmep.org. Well, it was an emotional night for Jazz Chisholm Jr. in the Bronx. A day after the passing of his best friend, he reached a career milestone in last night's Yankees 7-2 win over the Red Sox. Career home run number 100 opened the scoring, and he'd later capped the scoring with a 2-run homer in the 8th. Trent Grisham, couple homers, 2 RBIs, 2 walks out of the leadoff spot as the Yanks salvaged the finale after getting outscored 19-4 in the first 3 games of the series. Here was Chisholm on his memorable night at the plate.
It sounds better with a win, so it makes it feel even better that we won the game, especially against a team that's really been beating us a lot this year. And, I mean, that should take us into a good momentum right now.
See if they can build that momentum as they get the Nationals in for a 3-game interleague series. Cam Schlittler opposed by Brad Lord in tonight's opener. Covered 625 here on the Fan and the free Odyssey app. Yanks are even with the Red Sox in the loss column amidst the tight wildcard standings in the American League. The Mets failed to complete the comeback down in Atlanta. They blew an early 2-0 lead, fell behind 4-2, got a Juan Soto RBI single in the top of the 9th to get within 1, but Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil not able to come through with runners aboard to tie or put the Mets ahead. So the Mets settled for 2 out of 3 against Atlanta. They're back home to take on the Phillies. The series beginning tonight at Citi Field. Kodai Senga, Christopher Sanchez, the starters for a 7:10 first pitch on Odyssey Mets Radio. Mets are still a game and a half clear of the Reds for that final NL wildcard spot. Cincinnati dropping 2 out of 3 in Arizona over the weekend, but they did win on Sunday. Fan weather sponsored by Cars for Kids. Cars with a K. WFAN congratulates Cars for Kids on 30 years of turning car donations into supporting children. Cars for Kids has helped more than 100,000 kids nationwide. Donate your used car today at carsforkids.org and join over 1 million proud donors making a real difference. 75 degrees, mostly sunny skies in Central Park. And with sports flashes at the top of the hour, I'm Chris Lepresti.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
You know, if this was any other time, if this was any other year, I would be going absolutely nuts right now. I would lose my mind on the radio about the Yankees, like I have many times about the Jets. You know, Knicks with Isaiah and that 20-year circus. For the most part, St. John's most of the century, pre-Rick. Thank God he came. Where I am as a Yankee fan right now, it has to be where every Yankee fan is right now. Unless you are a warped sycophant who is a grown man or woman that has posters over your bed. And you're just such a Yankee fan that you don't think that it can't possibly remain this bad for this long. Now, I know that they won last night. I don't care. I don't care that they won last night. Because once again, and it's the same script, and it is maddening because it happens over and over. And I'm done yelling. I promise. I am done yelling about the same stuff over and over and over. I'm just not doing it anymore. Tap out, uncle, mercy. I'm done with that nonsense. So, the Yankees won a game last night against the Red Sox. And you could just tell that the Red Sox have so much more tenacity than the New York Yankees. So much more grit and toughness than the New York Yankees. See, there used to be a point where you'd roll into the Bronx and you'd hope to get out alive. But the chances were you were in a body bag. Just the way the stadium was built, the overhang in right field, the deafening chants, and all the aura, and all the studs that used to wear that uniform. You'd look on the schedule, whether you're Boston, whether you're Toronto, whether you're Baltimore, whether you're the Mets coming through in somewhere. Didn't matter who you were. You would look at the schedule, and you'd say, oh, God, all right. These are the 3 games. We're in Yankee Stadium. Who's pitching? Is it El Duque? Is it Clemens? Is it Pettit? Is it Cone? Is it CeCe? Who's going? What guy with massive stones is going to be on that hill that's going to set the tone before the Bernies and the Tinos and the O'Neills and the Jeters and the Posadas and the Teixeiras and the A-Rods, Avi, and everybody else that made being a Yankee fan unbelievably awesome. That's what it used to be. Now what we have Cora, the manager of the Red Sox, issuing quotes like, hey, we love coming here, man. We really enjoy playing the Yankee Stadium. And we happen to play very well here. Not scared of the Yankees at all. And let's face it, why the hell would anybody be afraid of the New York Yankees? If anything, you are licking your chops when you're getting ready to play the New York Yankees. Because after Thursday's loss and Friday's loss and Saturday's destruction loss, last night came really the only way the Yankees could beat you. Put 4 balls in the seat. That's it. That's the only way they're going to beat you. They're not going to string together competitive at-bats and grind and make the opposing pitchers work. We had like 25 and 28 and 30 pitch innings and a couple of walks, and then bang, that clutch double, lights out, game's over. Yankees in a romp. You get this every couple of games. Yankees go bonkers with the long ball, and it is old, and it is predictable, and it is incredibly stale. And I got to tell you, and I really, really don't like to say this much because it's a read from a distance, and I really do want to stay in my lane and be respectful to everybody, but this needs to be said, all right? And I'm going to pose it in the form of a question rather than make a declarative statement, which is a 100% indictment. But you will be able to infer strongly what I mean. But I'm going to keep it a question because I'm going to be nice today. Because football season's coming. I got a couple of days off this week. Sal's off, by the way. And he will be back Wednesday. I had fun over at Sal's house with half of the families. We'll talk about that. I'll get to the Mets as well. I am going to be nice, so here comes the question. Even though I can strongly make this a statement, where is the Yankees' heart? Where is the Yankees' fortitude? Now, I'm not just going to turn into Wild Radio Man and, abandon scruples and common sense. So I'm going to say this with the respect that it deserves. And the man that I'm about to bring up for a moment has earned, because he's an all-time player and he's an all-time competitor and he's an all-time good guy. All right? And that's, of course, the great Aaron Judge. But when Aaron Judge says we need to be angry, we need to, we can't tolerate this, whatever he said, right? Well, how about you show it? How about you show it in a non-monotone delivery? And I know he's not an actor. He's not an entertainer. So I'm not going to sit here and be that guy that I guess I am to an extent this one time. I've never done this before. And judge an athlete necessarily on how they deliver messages. Again, they're not actors or actresses. They're baseball. They're athletes. So that's what I'm going to judge them on for the most part. But when you are the unquestioned leader, and I'm not dropping all of this at Aaron Judge's doorstep, but I'm sorry, I need a little bit more from Aaron Judge than, hey, we got to be angry. We can't accept this. You're damn right you can't accept this. Nobody could accept this. This is just wildly, wildly unacceptable what the New York Yankees have morphed into. Who they are, what they become. You know what I mean? It's the Bronx Country Club. That's where we're at. Who looks like they care when they lose? Who? Where is the outward frustration? Where is the fastball under somebody's chin? Where is the hard, aggressive slide at second base? I'm going to take you out. I'm not looking to hurt you, but you're going to know that I'm here. Why? Because I'm sick of losing to you. That's why. You're the Red Sox. We're the Yankees. We hate you. You hate us. I've got to do something to change the way this thing's been going, the way this script has been written. And the only way the Yankees change that script, and we've seen it a gazillion times, is when they step on a couple of flat fastballs. By the way, Dustin May stinks. He stinks. He's had 10,000 surgeries. He throws 4 miles per hour slower than he did when he came up, and he was a stud. I'm not impressed with what the Yankees did off of Dustin May. Just not. So they win a game. Fantastic. You avoid getting broomed in 4. Not a short little 2-game series. Not 3, the conventional. 4. And you think that I'm going to get on the air and wax poetic about the Yankees in a long ball? I'm not feeling it. I'm not believing it. I'm not buying it. And I'm not saying it. The only thing, guys, let's call it for what it is. I'll get these calls right now. The only thing about the Yankees, in terms of what we love and what we expect and what we demand, it's the uniform. That's it. Everything else, or so much of mostly what this team's been built up with, it's gone. It has eroded. It has vanished. It has disappeared. It's all gone. It's gone. 888-808-1019. All right, wow, fantastic. Next 7 games, here we go. What, 5-2, 6-1, 3 with the Nats, 4 with the White Sox. I know. I can tell you what's going to happen. Yankees win 7 home runs in 1 game. They'll win most of them. They'll look good. And then the next time they play a good team, they'll look like they did this weekend, or against Toronto, or against the Mets and Queens, or what you know what I'm saying. You know the story. So they continue to drain us. I thought the Yankees, we were immune to that pain. Not that it's, championship every year, but just like the lifeless, lackluster, prolonged stretches of poor, uninspired play with no repercussions. The Yankees are under 500 this month again. If they finish August under 500 again, that is 3 straight months of under 500 baseball. Oh, tell me about April. I want to hear about it. When pitchers are just getting their stuff together and you play some dog teams and you put up some hollow numbers. Listen, you could believe what you want. But if you believe, and I've said all year, they don't have what it takes to win the championship. Like, this is not exactly breaking news. What I'm saying today is they have sucked the life out of me. They have sucked the energy. And I take a lot of pride in being a guy who has endless amounts of energy and endless amounts of passion. I don't get tired doing this, and I never will. But I am done yelling and trying to, garner that false enthusiasm for something that simply is not there. All right, 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan. Of course, we are inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Let me get John in Danbury, Connecticut. John, BT and Sal. What's going on, John? How are you?
Not great. I'll be honest with you. I have to be in complete agreement with you. There is no fight in this team. There's no freaking dogs on this team.
None.
I called before about
Poodles.
this months ago.
Yep.
It's, and I know Brett Gardner's not coming through this door, and I'm not saying that guy lit the world on fire, but I knew in a tough position late in the game when Gardner got up there, that dude's going to grind out a 10, 15 pitch at bat because he knows how important it is to win this effing game. against this team. Like, it's ridiculous that you have the Red Sox coming in here saying, I like New York. This is great. We're going to grab some pizza. We're going to win a few games, go home, and we're going to be on, close to the top of the division in a few weeks. Like, that's insane to me. And we should have knew that the writing on the wall happened years ago when Boone showed them the freaking Red Sox video of them winning against the Yankees and coming back 3-0. I mean, that's insane. My last point.
Go ahead, John. Finish it. Yep, I'll give you that last point.
Last point about Boone.
Yep.
This guy is so worried about being liked. All he wants to do is be liked by his team, and that is it. He does not give a crap about managing this team and actually getting better. It's all about the relationship. And I need somebody to step up and smack these guys in the face and say, we need to do better. This is not in our DNA. And apparently it has been for the last X amount of years. I'm done with this.
John, let me ask you this, John. You think the Yankees, again, rhetorical question, because we know they don't have dogs, or at least the kind of dogs that are going to scare you and protect the fence. They got little poodles, too many poodles. But you think the Yankees have a lot of talent? Like the talent that you need to win? The answer is no. The answer is no. Now the Aaron Boone stuff is fascinating because, hey, results are results. And, for a team that has needed a kick in the ass for a long time, he's not going to do it the way we want him to do it. I've told you this. I've asked him this. If I was in the dugout, and I don't have the credentials to be in the dugout, clearly, I'm just trying to make a point, I would handle this different. Didn't Cashman say, was it Cashman or was it Boone? Whomever said it, I think this was a very, very alarming statement. One of them said that, the Yankees are held. Well, first, Aaron told Sal and I that it's a very tough city to play in, et cetera. But to me, like when you're held accountable by social media, that should not be the one who polices the team. It's not our job to inspire these guys or to change the direction or to set a different template. There are 32 games to go in the season. What's going to change? They're going to win games. I'm not saying they're not going to win games. They're not going to win enough games, and they're not going to win what we want them to win. You can book that. But they're going to win enough games to be a playoff team, and where's it go? Like, there's a fine line. This is the interesting thing about being a Yankee fan, but also a Jets fan. This psychology, this line that I straddle, and other Yankee Jet fans, or maybe even lesser extent, Met Giant fans. So you get the good, you get the bad. You get the amazing class franchise, you get the slop fest. All right? Well, I try to straddle the line of appreciating all of these years of being competitive, right? And having a chance to win a World Series. And I do. I've never been that guy. I've said this. I'm not that guy who it's even, and this might be a losing mentality on my part. It's not every year, necessarily championship or bust. The game's change. It's too random. It's cyclical. All the stuff that I've said. And you know what I've said, all right? And like that jet layer of Loserville, I think that kind of provides me a little balance with the Yankees. So I think that I've been a Yankee fan that's fairly rooted in reality. I don't get into the nonsense, the games, the big brother, this. I just watch that team, and I say, all right, what do I see? Just like when I watch the Mets, I tell you what I see. Try not to cross the two unless we're having fun messing around, which obviously is part of the equation here as well, the New York dynamic, right? But I am at my wit's end because they just lose the same way all the time. And it's not about being entitled or about expecting to win a World Series every year. Those days are obviously over. What I can't stand anymore is the fact that it's the same freaking script. It's the same script. It's the same movie. It's the same song. And it's not a good one. They're not tough enough. They're not talented enough. They're not inspired enough. It's just not it. It's not it. 888-808-1019. There it is. I got a break here. I never thought that I'd get to the point where the Yankees would basically like tap into my soul and my uncompromised belief in that team. They have slowly sucked the life out of us. Because I'm right there with you. BT and Sal on the Fan.
Line drive, goodbye. Get ready for Monday Night Baseball with the Yankees and Nationals. 7 o'clock tonight. Driven by Jeep.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all of the action. The home of Yankees baseball is the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
It's the road ahead, brought to you by our local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. The team from the Bronx continues its homestand against Washington before heading out on the road to Chicago, followed by arch rival Houston.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Talk New York sports on the Fan.
Hey, baseball fans, go yard with BetMGM, the sportsbook that knows how to treat you right. It's an exciting time of the year for fans of America's pastime, and with BetMGM, you can be a part of every diving catch, every double play, every strikeout, and every home run from your favorite teams and players. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Download the BetMGM app, sign up, and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Make every mile unforgettable in a Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison. Their expert team will help you find the perfect fit with flexible lease and finance options that make driving luxury easier than ever. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, your destination for luxury driving.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same day or next day delivery, or order online and pick it up in store. kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Stop dealing with your neck pain, backaches, and sciatica and go see my main man, Dr. Jay Shah at Samwell Institute for Pain Management, a migraine and nerve pain specialist who gets you back feeling like yourself again with minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Dr. J for pain-relieving solutions. Same day and next day appointments available in offices in Colonia, Livingston, and now Inglewood, New Jersey. Turn to Samwell Pain for effective pain-relieving solutions. Visit samwellpain.com.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total Wireless, in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid in store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
All right, BT and Sal back on the Fan. 1026 on this Monday. 888-808-1019 is the number. Sal is off, and then he's back on Wednesday, and I got a couple of days off at the end of the week. So mixing and matching before we both dig in for months with the Jets and the Giants, and hopefully that is a little bit better than what these Yanks have been giving us most of the season. How about this? I mean, quote, it's fun. I mean, when was the last time you heard an opponent drop the word fun when describing what it's like to come and play in the Bronx? You talk about disrespect. It's fun to come here and play well, I'll tell you that, Cora said. We play well here. We've been playing well here for a while. It's a great stage, and we love it. End quote. Let that sink in. 888-808-1019. Back to you guys here. Obviously, you are hot. 3 out of 4. Gross. John's down in Philly on the Fan. BT and Sal. What's up, John?
BT, that opening was spot on. I appreciate you saying that. But, I got to give some credit here. On Saturday night, I'm listening to Al Cintron, and a caller calls in. He says that Aaron Boone manages the Yankees like he's a substitute teacher. And not only is it funny, but it's spot on to everything we've seen this entire year. Nothing's going to change unless they clean house. This team has no grit. And, I also want to stay in my lane here. But Aaron Judge, as the captain, even though Derek Jeter was not perfect, he was not perfect by any means, but when the team was not playing up to the potential of the talent that they had, or even just showing that they actually cared about losing, even though you didn't get a whole lot out of Derek in the postgame, you could sense the frustration. Again, I'm not trying to knock Aaron Judge because he's a great player, but give us the fans as the captain. Give us something here. Like we saw three losses in a row that were all games. It's like, really? Like, have 4 errors on Thursday, get blown out on Saturday. I mean, it's unbelievable to watch this team, and it's incredibly frustrating as a fan for all of us to just sense that, we'll get them next time. And then the whole team's it's really just frustrating. I'm just getting tired of watching this team. They got to clean house.
They're probably going to. I mean, the problem here, John, is, and thanks for the call, like you talk about Derek's leadership style, obviously similar, he would deploy it similar to the way Judge does, where, you would know that there's although you would feel it more with Derek, and he would never really get loud, certainly not in public, but you could tell the words had more sting and more bite. Like Judge, it just doesn't quite come as naturally, and I'm not going to turn this into let's rip Aaron Judge here, because if Aaron Judge was not on this baseball team, the Yankees too often would look like an expansion team. So let's not get this twisted, all right? It's not football where the captain's even more important. It's symbolic, and, do your job, which he does incredibly well. He's not healthy now. We all know that, so he's not hitting that much. But I'm okay with saying I wish I had a little bit more from Judge post-game after a weekend like this, but it's not all about Judge, because think about this. The thing that Derek Jeter had that Aaron Judge simply does not, he had other Yankees that were here for Jeter so long and so invested in the Yankee way and the tradition and the battles with Boston and obviously with Baltimore before that in the 90s. Like it's different. You take on a different ownership, right? And that's going to manifest itself in pride. You look around the Yankees. Just look around the Yankees now. This is not to say that somebody like Goldschmidt doesn't want to win, but let's face it. He's here for 1 year. 1 year, $12.5 million. He's gone next year. All right, I know he's a pro, and I know he puts the work in, and I know he's like quietly humble and confident, whatever, but he's gone in a year. I mean, Jazz Grisham, Jesus. Jazz Chisholm, I told you they're driving me nuts. Jazz Chisholm, to me, for all the tantalizing talents, he looks like, all right, where are we going after the game? What's up? He's half in, Does it really look like losing bothers him? I mean, Volpe is swimming, and it's about time. It is about time Aaron Boone sat down Volpe. And the fact that we're sitting here at 10:30 with tonight's game still hours away, and we know that Volpe's not starting, that at least is a step in the right direction. I mean, I'm pulling for the kid. You all know that, but it's been an atrocious season for Anthony Volpe. And the Yanks have given him too much rope and too much runway. And now with 32 games to go, they're going to start acting. Okay, well, I guess better late than never. But, how is Volpe going to be a leader when he's not playing well and he's getting booed and now he's getting benched? I mean, Ryan McMahon, I know he's a good fielder, but he just got here, can't hit a fastball. That guy's got the slowest bat I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever, maybe Austin Wells, who does not have a slow bat, but for some reason misses, I feel like 5 or 6 pitches right over the heart of the plate, fastballs every game. And Ryan McMahon, same deal. I mean, have you ever seen a hitter step up, and it seems this way, although the other night when he had 3-0, this would challenge what I'm about to say, but he had a 3-0 count with the bases loaded, and then it's 3-2, then he whiffs. Like, to me, I don't think I've ever seen a batter step in the batter's box and as quickly have 0-2 on them every at-bat like Ryan McMahon. Why? Because he can't hit even a slightly above average fastball. His bat is slow. So, and he also just got here. All right, Ben Rice, young. Is he a catcher? Is he playing first? Is he DHing? Austin Wells. I mean, he's been a mess swinging the bat this year. Bellinger just got here. Judge is too quiet in terms of being that outward, fierce leader. I know he's a leader, but you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know who these names are driving me nuts. It'd be Jazz Chisholm and, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. Honestly, they are getting me twisted. They are getting me twisted, this team. Trent Grisham. I think he never says a word. I know he's had a good year. He's like a mouse, doesn't say a peep. Where is the leadership? Where is the fight? Where is the resistance? There is none. Carolyn in Stamford on the Fan, BT and Sal. Carolyn.
Hi.
Hey.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much.
Hello, Carolyn. How you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Good.
I follow the Yankees really closely, and I go to a few games. And one of the games I went to, I saw one of the players standing in the dugout, and I was like, who is that? And it just hit me that this team, it's like a pickup team. They do so many wholesale changes every time at the trade deadline.
Yep.
That they have a heart for themselves. They don't have a heart for the team. They are invested in getting their stats up, but they don't seem to be invested in having chemistry. They don't have a DNA for New York, for the Yankees, because they've never really been with the Yankees. So it's a job to them. You don't really see the passion because they're just looking for the next job, the next place that they're going to go.
That's an outstanding point, Carolyn. You get into the psychology of the Yankees, and I would agree. That's a different way of kind of framing it the way I framed it as I went around the diamond. And again, getting separation between guys who want to perform well, and of course they want to win. I mean, let's not lose sight of reality. Let's not be completely whacked out and say they don't care if they win or lose. I'm not saying that. You certainly can if you want. But you see, when you come up together in the minors, it's so easy to go back to the core four, but when you have that and you grow up together, and then you and especially when you step right into a winning culture, as Jeter and Posada did, as Mattingly handed over the baton, and that team got to the wild card in 95, and then Tino came here, and they did what they did. They won it in 96. Now, the expectation is everybody who comes up is more invested. And when you play together, for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and you go through the rigors of competition, you do really develop a healthy disdain for the opposition. And To me, and I can't, and this is not even a knock, so I don't even have to preface it with anything, but there is nobody that can convince, and I love this player I'm about to reference. Bellinger, even though his dad played here, the Red Sox don't mean, more to Bellinger than they do somebody else. Just got here. It's just not the way it goes. Judge, he's got some of that in him because he's been here, and, I do see intensity from both, but he's just not playing well. But it's a collection of transient players who come and go. Carolyn, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's an outstanding point. Mike is down in Orlando on the free Odyssey app. What's going on, Mike?
BT, what's going on, man?
Hello.
I was so tempted to watch Novak Djokovic versus Leonard Shan last night. That's how bad it's gone with these Yankees.
I mean, it's boring. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. They've sucked the life out of me, Mike. It is evaporated. It's gone.
It's the same script every year. They go to Tampa, they hit 9 homers, they win 13-3. Then they play Tampa again, 6-4, hit 5 homers. The only game against the Red Sox they win is 4 homers. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's either a home run or nothing.
Yep. Well, if you remember that game, it was against the Twins. Yeah, it was the first game against the Twins. Thanks for the call there, Mike, where, the Yankees weren't playing well. And they obviously righted the ship. They won 2 out of 3 that series. Didn't quite get the sweep, but they won those first 2 games. And then, of course, shortly thereafter, had success with Tampa. They started getting some wins here. And we're like, all right, that's why this is a big series. Hey, you've won some games here. You've stabilized things. And here's the Red Sox, who will punked you this year. What are you going to show us? They showed us nothing. But I remember that first win against Minnesota. I came in and I'm like, not to be that guy that doesn't appreciate wins or is looking to hand them back. Like, I'm not in the business of doing that. You win or you lose. But the aesthetics of the win against Minnesota, I'm like, they cranked 4 home runs and they scored 6 runs. It's literally, home run or nothing. Yeah, that is just not. Haven't we, guys? Haven't we learned our lesson? Don't we know by now? And I was always enamored with the home runs. Love bludgeoning people to death. Give me as many as we can muster up. That's why when they got Stanton, I'll raise my hand, and Stanton's been great this year, but it's also been problematic in terms of drawing up a lineup and a roster. But that's why when they got Stanton, I'm like, all right, let's go. Here we go, Stanton and Judge. But the game's changed so much. And even Bregman's first at bat last night. First at bat. Just, a little flick to right field. How would you like to have that guy on the team? But no, the Yankees continue to ignore the glaring holes that they have at myriad spots and then think they're going to fix it at the trade deadline. With a guy who's hitting .212 in McMahon. And I was okay that they got him, but he's not Bregman. And we see this every year. They consciously, they willingly, they proactively, despite a massive payroll, leave Tampa and leave spring training with 2 to 3 massive holes on the roster. I don't mean to the staff. I mean at positions around the diamond. And they're like, yeah, well, maybe this young guy's going to figure it out. Maybe Peraza is going to hit, or all the other names that we know. It doesn't work out. We scream and yell about it for 3 months on the radio. They do something to slightly appease us. They're like a starving animal. We're thankful. And then here we are, a month or 2 later, realizing what we really knew before, but we just needed some upgrade. Not good enough. It's the same thing. It really is. It's the same song. It's the same movie. It's the same conversation. It's the same script. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal here on the Fan. Brandon Tierney, Sal Licata Show. All right, 4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive for the performance, others for the range, and some drive them for, well, let's face it, it's a nice way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. So whatever the reason is, never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles, Escalade IQ, Vistic Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. The BT and Sal Show, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
She was wearing a shirt that said, he's golfing. And then yesterday she put on the shirt, go ask your dad. So what I deduced from this is she wants me to stop playing so much golf and do more stuff for the kids. I'm just waiting for the next shirt. I hired a lawyer.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Jody Mack with an Odyssey Sports Minute. It's that week. The Turk has returned. The Grim Reaper NFL assistant coach who finds you at training camp and informs you that a higher up in the organization needs to see you and it should bring your playbook. While crushing in the moment, players know that another team may value them higher and let you lay claim to a 53-man roster spot. Is it the beginning of the end or the end of a beginning? Here's rooting that the Turk's visit is just a momentary setback. I'm Jody Mack.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe athletes are defined by their journey, not the medals they win. And creating a safer stage for all levels of competition is our priority. Join the movement to end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
The Rico Brogna podcast is proudly sponsored by Takara Fuji Apple Chew High, the sparkling cocktail that blends shochu spirits with delicious flavors of fruits from Japan. Whether it's Citi Field or your favorite spot, raise the apple.
FanDuel Futures Day is tomorrow, a new holiday for football fans. It's 24 hours of deals on all your football season predictions. So take a flyer on the MVP race. Me, I'm going to pop down a little something on Jordan Love, plus 2,500 to bounce back and have a great season. How about crowning a champion in August? Well, I kind of like the Ravens. I know that's the low-hanging fruit. They've got the shortest odds at plus 650. I do like the Ravens. Feels like it's their time. Or parlay your division winner dark horses. Mark your calendars. This is your day for your hunches, for your hot takes, your calls, and your odds. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your future bets now because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. 21 plus and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, please call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
When it comes to getting the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. And when it comes to getting more free services for life than anywhere else on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. So when you're in the market for the best deal on Falcon tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. And I mean absolutely nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
At Bolavia Chevrolet, we know a strong season starts with the right lineup. Just minutes from MetLife Stadium, we've got East Rutherford's top GM vehicles like Silverado, Tahoe, Trailblazer, and so many more. Family owned, trusted for decades, Bolavia Chevrolet is built for whatever the road or Sunday throws your way. Whether you're hauling gear, heading to the game, or just need something that moves like a winner, Bolavia Chevrolet in East Rutherford has you covered. Bolavia Chevrolet, big trucks, big SUVs in East Rutherford or BolaviaChevy.com.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
All right, time for the Wendy's Yankees turning point of the game contest here. BT and Sal on the Fan. Wendy's, the official hamburger of the Yankees. First one to identify last night's turning point of the game. Give us a call. Number's 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326. And you receive 2 pairs of tickets to an upcoming 2025 Yankees regular season game. I mean, it's crunch time, man. 32 games to go in totality. Obviously not all at home, so time is ticking on that. All from your flagship station for Yankees baseball, The Fan. 1046 on The Fan. BT and Sal here. 888-808-1019. Sal is off back Wednesday. I'm here tomorrow solo. And then Sal solo for a couple of days. We'll mix and match. And before you know it, we're both back after Labor Day. Entire station locked in. Jets, Giants, hopefully. Who knows what October is going to bring for the Yankees. We'll do the Mets later as well. I know that my turning point, though, of the weekend was when little soon-to-be 9-year-old Anthony Hoffman delivered a very flat cutter to Uncle BT that Uncle BT was able to rifle into Uncle Sal's pool. We'll get to the barbecue over the weekend. I had a good time hanging at Sal's. Hoff was there, obviously. My family was there. It was good stuff. 888-808-1019. John's in Newark, New Jersey. What's going on, John? How are you?
Hey, BT. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
That Carolyn, that caller, she got it perfect. Where is the Yankee tradition? Don Mattingly's ass should be sitting in the Yankee dugout in some form of coaching. David Cohn should be the pitching coach. I hate to say if George was here, but if George was here, Don Mattingly would not be in Miami. He would not be in Los Angeles or Toronto.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. This group, from Hal down, all they care about is 4 million fans a year. 4 million fans every year. That's what we care about. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Number 5 is winning championships. That's what it is. That's why he says Cashman a crapshoot. Yeah, well, let's just get to the one of the wild card playoffs, and the rest is a crapshoot.
Well, John, you're right. Listen, John, it's obviously a crapshoot. Thanks for the call. The game's changed a lot here, but that doesn't mean that you can't be better at positioning yourself to increase the odds of the crapshoot, which is what I've been screaming about with Cashman for years. Just Google my name and Cashman. I've been saying this literally for years. Years. You know, and John brought up the George stuff. You know, and after a while, that's, and my expiration point, and no disrespect to somebody who's no longer with us, I obviously don't mean that at all, of course not, but like the references to George, if George were still here, he's not, you know? And I've always kind of taken that as, all right, that's all, that's played out, enough, let's get a new line, let's get a new point of reference. I know what George was, all the good and all the bad. All right, I think a lot of you kind of forget that, but the one thing that I will lean into the if George were still here line for a second. The one thing that you know is that he would not tolerate this. Now, maybe he'd spend money on the wrong free agents. Maybe he would be even more petulant, in his older age, whatever, and recycle, go back to the way he was with managers with, Dick Hauser and Billy and Bob Lemon and next. And that wouldn't necessarily be a great thing either. But you know damn well that George would not be putting up with this. Can you imagine? Now, I don't mean like 99-year-old George Steinbrenner who was, not quite as, and again, I say this with all due respect, like his complete respect, not complete respect for the aging process. But like if he was 99 and he just, he wasn't really with it, or he just didn't quite have that juice. I mean, how do you have the same juice at 99? But even if he was a diminished in terms of what he accepts, George, can you imagine how he would react after this mess this past weekend? Yeah, I mean, I think we know the answer. Let me get Mary in Long Island, or on Long Island, pardon me. BT and Sound on the Fan. Hey, Mary.
How are you this morning, besides being frustrated by the Yankees?
Yeah, they're stripping it away, Mary. Mary, they are doing something that I really never thought that they could do, that anybody could do. They are taking an incredibly passionate person, and they are basically making me lose interest.
I understand. I understand completely. I had a feeling around 11:30 yesterday morning, do not watch the game. Do not make yourself feel worse than you already do. So I didn't watch the game. Turned on WFAN this morning and went, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Listen, I am one of those people, and I liked what you just said about George Steinbrenner. I feel, he would not have tolerated this. He shouldn't have tolerated those boys of his getting his team, though. He knew what they were like. He knew them. I mean, I would like to see every Yankee fan show up to the next home game with a sign or a shirt that says, sell the team. Because, all Hank says is, oh, I'm not my father. I'm not going to be like my father. Yeah, okay. But you had no problem accepting the team. Neither did your late brother. And you are running this team into the ground. It's not working anymore. Everybody's saying that it's not working. And the lady who called in, she was so right. And your response to her was so right. It's a transient team. In and out, in and out. They don't have the feeling of belonging there, of the history of the team.
No.
It's the analytic problem. Yesterday was full of talk about, well, the game has changed, analytics, all the teams are involved in it. No. Managers like Alex Cora don't answer to analytics. They use it to their benefit and to the team's benefit, but no. And there's so many things wrong with this team. Address the first one, then the second, then the third, but do it before the season starts next year.
I mean,
this is sickening.
Wow. I mean, Mary, wow, that is a fired up call. I appreciate it. I'm not, sell the team. I don't feel that. But I respect your call. I'm not there at that point. Listen, you have to understand that Hank was very different than Hal. And once that was taken away, that wild card, that was a loose cannon in a good way, who I think was going to kind of keep it kind of like George, And the conversation about analytics, listen, it's either one of two things. Either the Yankees are way too reliant on analytics, or their analytics people stink. And honestly, you want my answer? I think they stink. I think their analytics people stink. I think they're bad at their jobs. Because the infiltration of the numbers, it's not a new thing. We talk about analytics like, oh, wow, analytics just burst on the scene 2-3 years ago. It's been most of this century where many teams have a couple of decades where most teams have applied, various forms of numbers to how they build the roster, how they do a lineup, and how they react to things within the game, trends, etc. And to have numbers, to have hard data and not lean on them, I think that's foolish. But I think their biggest problem is I think that they've allowed those numbers people with no real, let's be honest, discernible baseball background. I mean, in terms of having played, they have allowed them to kind of drive the machine, drive the car. And here we go. Here we are. 888-808-1019. All right, Yankee fans are absolutely livid, and I don't blame you. We'll get back to these calls, get to the Mets as well. So a really good weekend, offset by what went down yesterday. Get to that coming up. BT and Sal on the Fan.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Life can change suddenly without any warning whatsoever. When you're sidelined due to a debilitating personal injury, it's crucial to have a trusted team on your side. The Rothenberg Law Firm has over 50 years of spectacular courtroom experience, ensuring that you're not facing those obstacles alone. Winning and collecting billions for our clients, we are committed to helping you recover whatever you deserve. The Rothenberg Law Firm, 1-800-624-8888.
Be a lawyer for injured ones. InjuryLawyer.com.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
How good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 15% off at chefiq.com.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend.
Oh, my God.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painters trust Kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
This summer, beat the heat and hydrate like the pros with home water delivery at water.com from Primo Brands. Water.com features your favorite Primo Brands products to keep you hydrated. From Poland Springs to Pure Life to Saratoga, Water.com delivers your favorite premium waters right to your door. Whether it's a few cases for the big game or 5-gallon bottles for the whole household, Water.com has you covered. With flexible delivery schedules, you call the shots. No heavy lifting, no last-minute store runs. Just cold, refreshing water when you need it. Step up to the plate and stay refreshed all season long. Order now at water.com.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet. For just $257 a month and $29.74 to a delivery, lease a brand new Equinox 4D Wagon LT with 2-wheel drive for 36 months. Buying, enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's Ocean Waves and Kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with BT and Sal. Middays 10 to 2. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good morning at 11 o'clock. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by Flag and Anthem, real clothes for real life. The Ryder Cup is just over a month away, and Flag and Anthem has the best officially licensed Ryder Cup gear on the market, from polos and vests to quarter zips and hoodies. Shop the official Ryder Cup collection and don't miss Flag and Anthem's Labor Day sale at flagandanthem.com. Flag and Anthem, real clothes for real life. For 8 innings yesterday in Atlanta, the only Met offense came off the bat of the surging Mark Vientos. Staying hot personally and getting a little more support would be nice over the next 3 days against the Phillies.
These are big games. I feel like every game is important, build up against them. Obviously, 1 and 2 right now. I think we treat them like every other game we want to win.
It is 1 versus 2 in the NL East, but 7 games separate these two as this series begins. The Phillies throwing stud lefty Christopher Sanchez tonight. The inconsistent Kodai Senga counters for the Mets. First pitch 7:10, Odyssey Mets radio. And after finally solving the Red Sox last night, the Yankees stay in the Bronx to face the Nationals. 7:05 first pitch, so pregame coverage at 6:25 here on The Fan. Fan weather is sponsored by Paramus Chevrolet. It's sunny in the 70s in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports Flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan. On the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a douche, another runner in the night. Blinded
Song, don't you, boy? Hoff, yeah. Thank you, Hoff. I like this song. Here you go. BT and Sal on The Fan. Blinded by the losing ways of the Yankees. More like it. We'll get back to those calls here. 888-808-1019. Obviously, BT and Sal on this Monday. And it's getting real pretty soon. Obviously, the Yankees and the Mets, whatever push they can both muster up, we will find out. And we'll be here for every pitch and all the stuff. And then, obviously, the Jets and the Giants trying to at least get out to decent starts and give us something to latch on to. And, you know, if you listen to our show, you know that I've been fairly optimistic, and without going nuts, but fairly optimistic that this football season for both teams is going to feel different, more exciting, more stable, more positive. And, you know, hopefully that comes to fruition first couple of weeks. So the tone is set. But we'll do a little football later. Nick Mangold is going to join me here. Sal is off. And we'll get back to these Yankee calls in a sec, as I said. So the Mets, right? So Sal was saying, I guess it was on Friday, and he's just confused. You know, he was in one of those. I'm confused. You know, one of the Sal rants, the fluctuation in the voice, the high-pitched stuff. Sal was going, he was perplexed, and I don't blame him. And both of these teams have driven, I think, all of us to very dark places this year. And also, based on how they've kind of revived themselves at various points, we've been energized, depending upon, you know, what point of the season we're talking about. But specific to the Mets, right? Wasn't that long ago where they had lost 7 straight games. So obviously, you can't forget about that. They lost 2 out of 3 at City against the Braves. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Nats. That was very alarming. That was like, wow, what are we doing here? And they were a step away from sweeping the Braves. And yesterday was a bad loss for a lot of reasons, some managerial, some based on performance, obviously. But, and I don't even really want to lump the Yanks into the Mets here, but I think that the Met fan right now should feel a little bit better than the Yankee fan does. I just do. Number one, McClain has given you and now maybe he's their Schlittler, all right? But McClain, while Schlittler's been really good, and I think his ceiling is through the roof, I mean, McClain, 2 starts, he's the real deal. Now, league's going to figure him out a little bit here, but when I look at a young pitcher, I look at the stuff, I look at the composure, I look at the, sound I will say, we haven't said it in a while, the sackometer. I mean, McClain's got some sack. He is ready. So Friday night, you get McClain in your usual house of horrors. Saturday, you get some length from Clay Holmes, which you never get. So that's good. But to me, I think the reason why the Met fan, I'll get to these first 2 games against the Phillies in a moment, but the reason why you have to be feeling good, or at least maybe not good, that's a little strong, better about the Mets than you did a couple of weeks back, or even, a week or so ago, is that Vientos is now officially wide awake, and Brett Beatty is right behind him. So Vientos, last 30 days, not last 5 days, not last 10, last 30 days, 6 homers, 18 ribbies, 925 OPS, batting 300. That's 30 days. Just about 300. I think it's 301. Beatty, last 50 at-bats. It's a decent little chunk. Sitting 333 with an OPS over 1,000. And I think what you've seen from Beatty now, unlike Vientos at third base, Beatty has dispelled any notion whether or not he can handle the leather over there. He can play third. He's an athlete, likes to show off his arm. And he made a play over the weekend where he's basically in the dugout. And he has shown some nice range and some nice defensive versatility. The game's slowing down for Brett Beatty, which is, I always thought he was going to be good. But, you could say that, and then you get a chance and you don't see any production. Eventually you got to kind of stop saying it, so I did. But this is what I thought Brett Beatty would be. I didn't know about the defense. I'm talking about from a hitting perspective, right? Because we knew the scout report. Can he really handle third? But he can, and he can also handle second. So between McClain, the back of the bullpen, obviously, I don't care what he's hitting with runners in scoring position so far this year. There's nobody on the planet that is going to convince me that Soto's not going to wake up. He just is. He is. And we've seen some signs, although Nimmo's injury is obviously not the best thing. We've seen some signs recently, small sample, that the Mets' big 4, kind of, minus Nimmo, they're showing signs of gelling simultaneously, at least in small spurts. And now with Sprout, I know it didn't go well from out of the pen, but you could tell another plan is in place. And the one thing that I didn't love, Sal wanted to see one of these younger pitchers after McClain got the call. He wanted to see somebody else, and so did I. I'm just not a big believer in taking a young kid, thrusting him into a pennant race, and asking him to do a different job. If you're going to call up a shortstop, have him play shortstop. Don't put him in left field. If you're going to call up a starter, generally, I want to keep him as a starter, not transition him to relief. But the fact that the Mets did that already with Sprout tells me their plan's in the right spot, and he does have good stuff, and I do think he'll be able to contribute. But here we are. We are at, I think the Met fan, even with yesterday, should feel pretty good. The next 2 games, now I'm not going to say the next 2 games are the season, but what you get from the next 2 guys in the next 2 days will very much determine the Mets season. Senga, step up. Minaya, step up. That's it. There's nothing else to debate. We could talk about Vientos and Beatty and McClain and Holmes and even Soto, but Soto the pitcher before yesterday's been pretty good, and all the other things that we talk about on a daily basis with the Mets this season. If the top 2 guys, even though Peterson's really their best pitcher, but if the 2 guys, and has been this year, the 2 guys, if they can't do their job, well, then everything that I just said about Vientos and Beatty kind of doesn't matter. And even if I'm going to meet you halfway. Even if you just get one of them to really stabilize their season, I think from my perspective, I think the Mets have a little more life than I thought they had, going back to that 7-game losing streak, losing 2 or 3 to the Nats. But Senga or Minaya must wake up. All right, 11:09, BT and Sound on the Fan, 888-808-1019. So there you go, Yanks and the Mets right now. Let's get back to you, Staten Island, George on the Fan, BT and Sound. What's up, George?
Hey, good morning, BT. How you doing? Long-time listener to the show, first-time caller.
Nice.
I'm going back to what you said. So far, all the calls have been awesome. Going back to what you said in the beginning of the intro, I've been a Yankee fan my whole life, and even no matter how bad or how good the Yankees were, when they played the Red Sox, there was that feeling of we want to beat these guys, and we want to, like you said, we want to let them know we're there. We're going to be there for the 3-game series, the 4-game series, in your face, every pitch. And it's I'm watching the Red Sox. They're doing the simple things, putting the bat on the ball. There's no, Yankee pitchers. Bregman's getting up there in a lounge chair, sipping margaritas, knowing they're not going to, I'm not saying hit the guy, push the guy back. Let him know, hey, you're not going to lean over the plate and go to right field. There's none of that. I went to the game Thursday night, and it was just the same old script. Let's just wait for the big home run to happen, and it doesn't happen, and we lose, and Roman Anthony has to put one, I think that's still flying in orbit somewhere. It's just, It's ridiculous. It's how much more are we supposed to take as Yankee fans? I hear you mispronouncing the Yankee players wrong before it was actually funny because this is what they've done to us.
Drive me nuts, George. This is what they've done to us. Yeah, my brain is mush watching these guys. It really is. What are we supposed to do? You've got to determine that for yourself. And good call. Love the passion. Yankee fans been on point. Yankee fans know the deal. There's no sugarcoating this mess. This team is soft. All right? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch the remaining 32 games. I'm going to hope for the best, but I'm not going to expect it because the evidence has been overwhelming to the contrary. Not that you're not going to see a little flicker here. You're going to. Playing some bad teams coming up. We know about the back end with the Orioles and the White Sox, and now the White Sox here and the Nats now. It's going to be an easy week for the Yankees. We all know that. We're not dumb. We've seen this a million times. I think the only way you're dumb, in the baseball sense, of course, not completely taking a shot at your intelligence, but in the baseball sense, the only way you'd be dumb is if you think that this is going to change. Really change. And get fooled by the allure of the home run against pitching staffs that are AAA or slightly below average major league, or in some cases, way below major league average. That's what's going to happen this week. Pay the old stats, bag a couple wins. It's going to be nothing. It's really not. 888-808-1019, BT and South here on the Fan. Brought to you by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. Hey, listen, guys, this is not, just back to the Yankee Red Sox, just focus on that dynamic for a moment. This is not, as even before I was really watching, Fisk, Piniella, or Nettles and Lee, or much more recently, Zimmer and, Pedro, or Pedro and Karim Garcia, or Pedro's involved in all this. Pedro, Posada. This is not O'Neill basically throwing a bat and charging Seattle pitchers, and I'm not even, those days are over. Or Strawberry and Tino, Armando Benitez. It's over. These guys aren't wired that way. They don't make them like that anymore because society doesn't let you back. You're not allowed to be that way anymore. People always wonder, man, why do these players not seem to care as much anymore? Because you as society basically don't let them. Now, I'm not pinning this on society for the Yankees' inability to run the bases or catch the baseball or, do something with wrists. No, I'm not saying that. But that's why I don't expect it, even though I said it in the open. Where's the outward resistance? A hard slide at second. Now, you can't really do it at the plate. There's no contact at the plate, but a hard slide on the bases or a little chin music or just a little subtle messaging we're tired of you kicking our face in. Where is it? When you strip that away from society, football gets softer, everything gets softer. You expect 20-something-year-old athletes who are now of a certain societal norm, you expect them to just start acting like Darryl Strawberry? Or Graham Lloyd coming in from the dugout, from the bullpen? Again, they're not wired that way. And that's fine. So, like, it's fun to say, I wish you would do this or remember when that happened. Yeah, great, fantastic. We all remember when it happened, but it's just, it's not reality to think that it's going to happen again. But even with the shift and even with the different mindset in young players, let me ask you a question. Don't the Red Sox look a little different than the Yankees? Just their grit? You know the answer. They do. Let me get John down in, where's that? Orlando on the Free Odyssey app. What's happening, John?
Hey, BT. Hey, before I get to my point, I actually just want to touch on what you just said. I think also what you see is there's just such a fraternization of this league as, the business and dynamics has changed. And that's just created, as you said, this soft environment where you don't have players who stand out and take accountability and light a fire under, the team like you used to. Now, with that said, earlier you mentioned Judge about taking accountability here and, coming down on him. The one thing that Judge lacks that Jeter had in the past and which made Jeter so effective is he had Posada to be that enforcer. Posada would hold these players accountable. And that's why, quite frankly, nothing's going to change here until Boone's out. And I'd love to see Georgie, take the reins for this team. At least he's someone who has an idea of what Yankee baseball should be. He's going to hold the players accountable and bring some of that old school approach. Because you look around the league, there is no players who are like that anymore. But you know what? There's those good managers that make the difference.
Well, but John, here's the thing, John. If the Yankees, if their upper brass, the hierarchy doesn't want that, then even if Jorge Posada came in kicking and screaming, I don't think the organization would really rubber stamp and have his back.
Well, you know what? That's
they don't want
because,
that.
They don't, exactly, because all they care about is if they turn $1 right now. And as long as we keep going to the games, they keep making all this money. They're printing off money. What do they care if they win? When's the last time you saw Hal Steinbrenner sitting in a box? When's the last time you saw Randy Levine, even show up? If Hal's too busy to come out.
Yeah, Hal's never there.
He doesn't care.
I don't
He's
say
never there.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm not comfortable. Thanks for the call. Not because I'm afraid to say it. I think it's unfair, and I'm a little uncomfortable saying Hal doesn't care. I do believe he cares. I just wish he cared more. I've said many times, of course the Yankees want to win. Yes, the Yankees want to win. And I'm not even talking about the players or Boone. I'm talking about above that right now. Yes, they want to win. Don't disrespect them by saying or implying they don't want to win, that it's just about the buck. I think that's patently offensive to them. And I've ripped them for years, all right? But I think that's taking it too far. What I will say is, they're not motivated to win. They won't go to the lengths to win like they used to. Like winning used to be oxygen. Without winning, they would die. Or they would do whatever it took to get that oxygen back. Talk about Judge and leadership. This was what I referenced earlier in the show. Go ahead, Dove.
Definitely angry, especially against your rivals.
Stop for 1 second. We're going to play that. Stop. You don't sound angry, dude. Does he sound angry? Like, if you told me that they won 7-2 against the Royals, yeah, that's kind of the way it sounds. Now, I listen, I also think that part of the greatness of Judge as a player is having the ability to process failure and success and understand, it's you're not hitting 512. It's not high school, man. It's just not. Gets harder and harder and harder and harder as you move up the ranks. So I think that slower heartbeat and that perspective has enabled him to be great all time. But I want you to play it again from the beginning. 1 sec, though. This is not what I want to hear from the Yankee captain after the Red Sox just embarrassed you again.
Definitely angry, especially against your rivals. Don't like the showing we've had here at home. So just got to step up. That's it. Got to step up. Everybody in this room's got to play a little bit better, pick it up a notch, and go out there and take care of business tomorrow. Nothing we can do about the past 100-something games we played. We got to focus on what we can do now, and that's all you can do.
All right, again, he's not an actor. He's not a professional speaker, public speaker. So I'm not going to sit here and judge although I am to an extent, just for this point, often I don't like to do this. They're athletes. They don't get paid to speak, they get paid to play. So his messaging maybe not matching the urgency that we all want. I'm going to try to keep a little perspective here. But what he said at the end, what's in the past is in the past. Yeah, that's true. You can't change the past, right? You could address the past and make sure the future, or at least in the present's a little bit different. Take those proper steps to change that in any aspect of life. But that's where I think that's one of my biggest issues with the Yankees. I've heard that a lot. We can't change the past. Well, if you would have addressed it more effectively, whenever, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, a month ago, well, then I don't think that Aaron Judge would have to say what he just said about we can't change the past. The reason you can't change the past is because you guys aren't doing a good enough job trying to change the past. Make sense? I think it does. I think it does. All right. Do I have a read here? So I do not believe that I do. No. We got Nick Mangold next hour. We've got your calls coming up. BT and Sound on the Fan. 888-808-1019. Threw the Met stuff on there for you, obviously. There's a lot of Yankee rage. I get it. I feel it. Well, like the Yankee rage, yes, it is applicable to this situation. But what's starting to creep in, and this to me is amazing, it's not apathy. And we're not there yet. But it's almost like an understanding on such a deep level that there's almost an acceptance that eventually could lead to apathy. And we're talking about the Yankees. And that's unacceptable.
Line drive, goodbye. Get ready for Monday Night Baseball with the Yankees and Nationals. 7 o'clock tonight. Driven by Jeep.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all of the action. The home of Yankees baseball is the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
FanDuel Futures Day is tomorrow, everybody. A new holiday for football fans. It's 24 hours of deals on all of your football season predictions. So take a flyer on the MVP race. Look for Joe Burrow to be hot and heavy all year long. Crown your champion in August. Maybe Joe leads the Bengals to the Super Bowl. Or parlay your division winner dark horses. So mark your calendars. This is your day for your hunches, your hot takes, your calls, and your odds. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bet now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game.
21 and over and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Just got my car right here at Dana Ford. Just got my car right here at Dana Ford.
Adventure and excitement. Brand new 2025 Ford Bronco. Lease $289 a month, 36 months, zero security, $49.95 due at signing, with 2 years complimentary maintenance. Big selection and details at DanaFordDeals.com. Dana Ford, Staten Island.
With approved credit, dealer retains Ford rebates. Expires 8/31/25. All right, football season means snacks, and I've got a new obsession for game day. Daisy French onion dip. Let me tell you something, it's a game changer. It's packed with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. It tastes just like homemade dip, and it's perfect with chips, wings, or veggies while you're feasting on your favorite football games. And the Daisy Ranch dip is just as delicious. So make sure you upgrade your spread with Daisy. Delicious, real, and ready for kickoff. That's Daisy's French onion dip. Pick some up at a grocery store near you.
Did you catch Luisito's header?
Yeah, I just recorded it on my new Samsung A36 5G phone I got for free at Total Wireless.
Oh, I'm actually live streaming the whole match with my new Samsung Tab A9 that I also got free at Total Wireless.
I got that tablet too.
And I got that phone too. We both got both.
Go!
Switch to Total Wireless and get both the Samsung A36 5G and the Samsung Tab A9 for free. For a limited time while supplies last, valid in store. Requires new phone activation on the Total 5G Unlimited plan or higher external port and ID verification and new activation on the Total 5G Unlimited 6-month tablet plan. Restrictions apply.
We're always talking New York sports on the Fan.
Here is your Game of the Week, presented by Hyundai. Football is back, and we're getting some of the best matchups of the season in Week 1, where powerhouse programs will meet. A battle of tigers will take place when the number 9 team in the country takes a road trip to meet the number 4 team in Clemson. Another battle of top 10 teams will take place the same weekend when the number 6 team heads into Miami to face off against number 10. With new rosters and new coaches, anything could happen in the exciting opening weekend of college football. Get into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event and get away with a deal so right it almost feels wrong, because right now you can get huge savings on our most popular models, including our adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe and Santa Fe hybrid models, or go all-electric and choose from America's best awarded EV lineup, like the breakthrough Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6. So get down to your local Hyundai dealer and get away with a great deal, only during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Visit HyundaiUSA.com for details.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painters trust Kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
All right, BT and Sal back on the Fan 1126 on this Monday. I did something I never do, and it stinks, and my team's going to be awful. So, one thing I learned a long time ago, by the way, Hoff, is nobody cares about your fantasy team, my losing bet, your winning bet. Nobody cares. They care about their winning bets, their losing bets, and their winning and losing fantasy teams. But we had, it was on the calendar for a while. Both of these were. And we were at Sal's house over the weekend. Beautiful home, by the way. Awesome. We had a good time. And it's funny, the wives were sitting together for about an hour together, and we were all in the pool doing whatever, having a couple surf slides. The kids were with us, and the wives were at the table. And I'm sitting there saying, God, I wonder what they're saying about us. And the one thing about that day is that I really wanted to be able to draft my own fantasy football team. And I had a conflict of interest, so I told my buddy Pete, I said, dude, I can't make it. This has been on the calendar for a little bit. Like, Jen and Sal's wife put this together, and Nicole, housewife. So, and I'm not sitting at Sal's house with my laptop drafting. I'm not doing it. So I said, just draft me the best team. I don't want to do auto draft. Just have my back. And then I look at my team. And then, like, you get the auto draft report. It's like a D+. I'm like, come on. So that's probably another league I'll tap out 2 weeks in. I'll probably start 0-2. You know, I'll probably make like one token waiver wire move to try to stabilize things. That won't work out. I'll have one big injury. I'll be 0-3. I'll tap out. I won't adjust the lineup the rest of the year. BT and Sal, 888-808-1019 is the number. 1128 is the time. Let me get AJ in Eastchester. What up, AJ?
What's up, BT? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing, dude?
Great. So, well, I could be better, right? As a Yankee fan, look, there's two types of Yankee fans out there, right? There's the delusional ones, the 27 rings, those guys. There's those guys. But then there's people like you said before. You can't pull the wool over our eyes. We see what we see. We know what we know. And right now, before you went out on the break, you said, we know what they're going to do. You know they're going to win this game. They're going to lose these games. they're predictable right now. They're so predictable, and it's like I told Hoff, they're unwatchable. I knew what was going to happen. You knew they were going to lose 3 out of 4, maybe even get swept 4 games by this joke. I can't stand the Red Sox, I swear. But, I have to tell you, I've been one of the biggest Boone and Cashman apologists for a long time, up until about a month ago, where I just said, you know what, we need to blow a bomb, just throw a bomb in this, because, based on this predictability and everything, it's getting so hard to watch. The other problem with this is we keep going, and I'm a big traditionalist guy, but we keep retreading Yankees here. We keep, I love Donnie Baseball. Donnie Baseball, one of my favorite players growing up. Ricky Henderson, Ken Griffey Jr. All these guys are my favorite players.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about the incestuous activity that the Yankees choose that just doesn't work anymore.
Well, hold on. Wait. I wish there was some Yankee blood on the bench. There's not. So what's incestuous?
Boone is.
Well, no. I'm saying aside from Aaron, in terms of the staff. I mean, so where's the incestuous staff?
No, but all the talk is, we got to get Jeter back. We got to get Posada. And granted, Posada might be a good move, but and even Boone, right? Boone tried. You see how many times Boone gets kicked out in the year. It's almost like he tries to inject some life into this team, and they just don't get it.
Yeah.
They don't see it. They don't feel it. There's no CC. There's no CC on the bench. There's no Gardner on the bench. There's nobody that gets it. When Jeter was the captain, he had CC to back him up, right? He was a silent guy. Jeter was kind of a silent guy, but CC was more that rah-rah in-your-face type guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gardner came along. And then, they're missing that in-your-face type guy.
Yeah.
And it's just missing the...
I mean, but AJ, that's not the only issue. Thanks for the call. And I know you're not saying this, but, it's not like, the Yankees are just missing a little leadership and they'll be fine. That's not even... I wish that was the case. Because then I'd say, all right, well, so-and-so has potential to grow into a leadership role and all things should be fine. No, it's so much deeper than that. I mean, leadership is one aspect of the problems that the Yankees face. Not the only one. Let me get
just
Pat.
That they need to get rid of. That's what I'm waiting for.
All right,
now.
Patty.
Hey, how's it going, BT?
Good, Pat. No, you were talking to somebody. I just had to make sure you were good to go. Pat's in Mastic. What's up,
I'm good to go. Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just watching the culture of the Yankees, and it's walking out the door. We're starting to turn into the Jets now. It's turning into, no confidence, nothing going on good. And I see, even from the coaching staff, I know that you've been very supportive of the coaching staff. I've been listening to you. I went to the game Friday. Seems like we're always putting people in situations, and then they're walking the first 2 batters, allowing the runners to move on the bases wherever they want. There's not just a baseball mentality. The culture is just disappearing. And, I understand the frustration with Judge, too, but at the same time, you got your Eli Manning. Certain players play certain roles. He leads by example, which hasn't been great, but in the playoffs, but it's just frustrating to sit and watch. I'm watching the most exciting part of the game I went to with my kids Friday is a squirrel on the mound. What are we doing?
Sign him up. He's got some speed. He's got some instincts. That squirrel can move. Get him.
It's just crazy, though. What are we doing? Yeah, we sit here and we watch. We don't, Bregman, I watched him. Everybody's booing him. The guy's getting a fire from the fans booing him. They're not scared of Yankees fans anymore because nothing follows.
Yeah.
And then you watch them hit between first and second base. There's a huge gap. I'm sitting there with my wife and kids, and I'm like, the guy's going to poke another one through first and second. He's going to play baseball. We don't do that anymore.
No.
We don't do that.
That's a good point, man. You could see that coming a mile away, and he had a couple of balls hit to right field. Thanks for the call there, Pat. The one you're referencing was like a five hopper where you could see what he was doing. I mean, he was going right field all the way, and it worked. He's a ball player. Whereas, I know, and again, some of you will fall for this. I won't. And that's not to say that he won't hit a big bomb in October that helps the Yankees beat the Guardians or maybe the Tigers or whatever. I'm talking about somebody like Jazz Chisholm. But when it's go time and when it's time to be locked in and have that real at bat, first and second, nobody out, tough lefty, what are you going to do? Are you going to swing like you're Reggie Jackson? Or are you going to, like you always do? Or are you going to dial it down, put the ball in play, and keep the train moving? I think I know what he's going to do. And what he's going to do is not going to be enough to help them to win. So they've just got, it is just a really, I just don't like the roster again. Now, I like it a little bit better than previous Yankee iterations, but that's not saying much. Ryan's in Stony Point. What's up, Ryan? How are you today?
It's going, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. What's cooking, dude? Let's go. You got it. Fire away, Ryan.
So I feel like the Yankees at this point, they're almost in like an autopilot mode. It's like, another game. We lost. Who cares? Let's just sweep it under the rug. They're almost accepting defeat. Like, I'm 22 years old. I didn't see like the 90s Yankees, but that's what I want to see. Like, they come in or you come into the Bronx, like they're going to kick our teeth in. Like, they're just not like that anymore. Like you were saying earlier, they don't have a guy who's just like, you're almost like scared of this roster. It's like I like Jazz, but it's like he comes into a game and it's like he doesn't care. They lose, big whoop, whatever. We'll get them next time. We've been saying that the last time they were in Boston. We'll get them next time. Here they came. They came into the Bronx and they killed us. Like, where's that intensity? That's the New York Yankees. I feel like they don't have that intensity anymore.
They don't have any. Part of the problem too. Thanks for the call there, Ryan. And I don't know this to be true, but it's almost like they're so aware of how we're going to react, whether it's on. I'm not saying they base their decisions on WFAN. I don't mean that. I mean big picture. The social media kickback and the reaction in the stands. Like, I almost feel like they're too aware of what the public or how the public's going to react to something that goes against their very vanilla public presentation. I believe there's some ass kicking behind closed doors. Ain't working. I believe there's accountability behind closed doors. Not doing much. I believe voices are raised behind closed doors. Means very little. Let me get Richard in Melbourne, Florida. What's up, Rich?
What's up, BT?
Hey, Rich.
I've never seen a team so soft.
Well, you have. No, Rich, hold on. Rich, hold on. I'm going to let you go. I don't mean to jump on here. You have. It's just we're not used to it being the New York Yankees.
I seen teams. I'll go back to the 80s, and you know how bad those teams were back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And they have fight. They fought to the last teeth. You know what I'm saying? These Yankees, they live in life so in denial. They be happy what happened from winning championship to winning the division? Now that they're just going to be happy to make a playoff spot. If you look at it, Toronto, Boston, man for man, the Yankees are a better team. We go man for man. You understand what I'm saying? For the Yankees to be this bad against those division rivals. It just the manager. He gets me so sick.
I don't know if I agree. I mean, I don't want to go position my position, but I mean, Trevor Story's better than Volpe. Bregman's better than McMahon. I mean, that's 2 for 2 Boston. I mean, Crochet's been better than Fried. Ace better than theirs.
Yes, now, because the way the Yankees are playing, but the Yankees should be much better than Boston.
Why?
Much better than but they got a better team.
Says who?
I said they got a better team.
Oh, so you feel that? I respect that.
I feel. I'm just a mean.
Yeah,
I feel they got a better team.
Fair enough. I got you.
They got a better. They got the reigning MVP. Okay, we understand he's hurt and he's not an outspoken guy. That's what he is. He's not like outspoken, but this team needs to step up the game, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you said, they're gonna go on the run. Let's see when they play Toronto now. Boston were laughing at them, man. How could that happen? Laughing at them
in the park, man. Rich, it's a walk in the park, buddy. It's a walk in the park. It's a walk in the park. Back then, whether it was Trot Nixon or whomever was in the old stadium in right field with the overhang, and it was like a death pit. That's what it was. It was like a UFC steel cage match. You couldn't hide. And to give it up to those Red Sox, they didn't really want to hide. Now, the Yankees were better most years until they weren't, the collapses we know. But I don't think the Boston Red Sox back in the day lost because they were soft. They just think the Yankees were one of those old-time amazing units with great chemistry, great depth, and everything worked. You tell me that Big Papi wasn't a dog, and Manny wasn't a dog, and Nomar before he wasn't a dog, and Trot Nixon wasn't a dog, and Damon wasn't a dog. They were all, and Varitek wasn't a dog. They were dogs. Yanks have more. Yanks have dogs now, poodles. So they got a couple of pretty, primped up, whatever, take them to the, for an hour or two at the dog salon. They look good. Give me the spike collar. Give me the growl. Give me the saliva hanging from the fangs. Give me a pit bull. Give me a Rottweiler. Give me a mixed breed, something like that. I'll take that. No. It's poodles. Win, lose. Doesn't really matter much. And I know that this isn't the case. I got to get a break here, but I think what really bothers me, and I very rarely speak for anybody but myself. I've learned my lesson. That's probably not the smartest thing to do, but I feel pretty good saying this. So I know what you're thinking because we're thinking the same thing. I think that you feel like it bothers us more than it bothers them. And when we feel that, that's when it's like, now it's a different range of emotions, and now there's a little disconnect, and now you're starting to go, not yet, because they'll get a couple of wins this week. It'll suck a few of you in back. You're starting to move towards the apathy. I'm telling you, I've never quite seen it like this. But it's easy to read. The disconnect is happening. Yankee fans have disconnected, most of you, from this team. Really from this franchise, not just the roster. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal here on The Fan. All right, Dovey, this summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With the Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Springs, Pure Life, and Saratoga. Right to your door, delivered. Stock up for game day or just keep everybody feeling good and refreshed. Still sparkling or flavored, there's something for everybody. And the best part, you get to call the shot. So whether it's a couple of cases or a full week supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. So step up to the plate, hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
It's Keith McPherson at night on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
As a manager, getting to know his potential closer, I'm pretty sure this guy's going to get the first crack at it. He let this guy go out and finish the job, and I'm telling you, that type of stuff the team can build off of.
Listen to Keith McPherson on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. The Cleveland Browns cut a backup quarterback yesterday, veteran Snoop Hundley, but they still have 4 on the active roster, including rookies Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. That's at least one more than most teams keep. But Browns GM Andrew Berry said that's the plan. Joe Flacco will start week 1, but you get the feeling there's a lot more drama ahead. I'm Andrew Perloff.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And we cut to size. Because just like taxes and BS, we think metal is better when cut. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store or shop online at metalsupermarkets.com.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check for your wallet first before hitting the drive-thru.
$6.
Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Cloudy with some sun, high 84.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Summer travel is great until back and neck pain from flights or long drives ruin the fun. Hi, I'm John Gallucci Jr., President and CEO of JAG Physical Therapy. Our team can help you move easier before, during, and after your trip. Let's think about it. A road trip is a lot of fun until back pain and stiffness makes you hunch over the wheel and uncomfortable. And a flight to the tropics is awesome, but if you get off the plane and you can't swim, surf, and walk on the beach, what was the point of taking the trip to begin with? Come in for your travel tune-up, expert mobility tips, posture adjustments, biomechanical assessment, and personalized care that keeps you having an exciting and relaxing vacation.
JAG is the only outpatient physical therapy and occupational therapy provider that serves the 5 boroughs, Long Island, Rockland, Westchester, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Schedule your visit today at jagpt.com. That's JAGPT.com.
Get back the life you love at Jag Physical Therapy.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection, 0.5 milligrams.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on the team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Many tire dealers will sell you Falcon tires, but Town Fair Tire doesn't just sell Falcon tires, they sell them at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, they give you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. That's an unbeatable deal only Town Fair Tire can offer, because Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Oh, I have not heard the Squeeze in a minute. Yeah, it's a good song. Is that a hot production? It's got to be. Offie in the house, Dove in the house, Sal is off. He's back on Wednesday. BT and Sal here on The Fan. And by the way, I'm at my wit's end with this fly that's been... It's almost like the fly was put in this studio to aggravate me even more, knowing how I was coming in with the Yankees. I don't know how it's on the 11th floor. I don't know how. There's no windows in here, so I don't really know how the fly got in here. But this fly, Dove, it's at my wit's end.
Maybe it can go 10 floors, not 11.
Yeah, but I don't really care where it goes. Just go to 12, go to 10, just get off 11. Because it's just when I think it's like, all right, he's good. He's not going to keep going. He becomes very active again. And he's just, I'll tell you, the fly spotter's coming out soon, Huff.
There's been a moth in this control room for about 3 months.
Don't talk that way about Dove. That's not nice.
I mean, yeah.
It's not the same moth. I think it keeps you producing.
Yeah. There's a family of moths in this control room, and there seriously, though, is a moth here every day that me and Dove swat.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Do you know what happens? So I got something on the NFL. I want to give that in a minute. We'll get back to the calls as well. So I'm coming out of my basement, guess about a week or so ago, just to water the arborvitaes, make sure she's doing well. I want to make sure they're growing nice.
How's she looking?
Nice and plump.
Good. good.
Yeah,
we
very
like
good. Yeah, very round, very healthy, shall we say. And when I come out, like, this is the basement door, which obviously is now under, if you can envision, underneath my deck before you get out to the grass, whatever, little basketball court. And there's a light that's to the immediate left of the door, so that when you come out at night, you kind of see where you're going a little bit here. Evidently, I don't know if the birds came and, like, unscrewed the top of the light or if it was just loose and it maybe just fell off. I'm kind of guessing that was it. These birds made this incredible nest. And, I mean, it scared the hell out of me because when I walked out to water, like 3 birds, 2 baby birds, and I guess the mom flew out of this light fixture, which was about, I don't know, a half a foot from my head. Dude, I didn't know what the hell happened. So now I'm in a rough spot here because I don't want to ruin their home, but I also don't want their home to be at my home. And I'm like, that's it. I got to take matters into my own hand. And I started to, like, detach, unscrew the light fixture. But then I got to the part where there's the wires. Now I sound like Sal with the things he can't do at his house. I'm actually usually pretty handy. But once you get into the electrical stuff, and this is obvious, there was all these wires, I'm like, I'm either going to get electrocuted or I'm going to electrocute the birds. Let me just lay out and let me just have the electrician come out because they got to fix the fan as well. But those birds are on their last, they're closing up shop. That's it. I'm going to kick them out soon. But it is a beautiful nest. And the way birds actually make nests is really a thing of beauty. How hard so that's why I'm like, I can't just destroy their home. Part of me wants to just flood it out because it's so hard now. It's like the mud, and it makes it very hard, obviously, to protect them from the elements, the eggs and the food, et cetera, for the babies. So but I'm like, I can't do that. I don't know if anything's in there, eggs. I'm not just going to flood it out. I'm not that guy. But I also don't want all the dumpings around on the tires. Anyway, it's been a massive production, so I'm going to have to solve that. All right, did you guys see what happened with Sanders over the weekend? I'll tell you, the Browns, much as we talk about, like, the Jets and what they've done and a few other franchises, like, the Browns really might be the worst, most maddening franchise in all the sports. So they draft Shedeur Sanders, as you know. They take him late, 5th round. They've got 9 gazillion quarterbacks on the depth chart. They have a chance, and he came out and he played pretty well the first preseason game, if you remember that. Threw a couple of touchdowns, looked well. Obviously not very high on the depth chart, and nor should he be, I don't think, yet. But then he's got a chance to play and run a 2-minute drive the other night, and he thinks he's still in the game. There's miscommunication. They don't let him know what the hell's going on. He's getting ready to go back in the game. He's thinking, okay, here's my chance. Let me lead him down the field. Let me lead us down the field, score a touchdown, and let me show to them that I got the chops to, move up a spot and maybe eventually play for the Cleveland Browns. Instead, they didn't. They pulled him, and Tyler Huntley was out there, and then they cut basically Tyler Huntley the next day. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's a team. We think we have it rough with the Yankees now. We do. But I don't really think that the Yankees necessarily make decisions based fully on public sentiment. I think the Browns do. I think the Browns are calculating in real time. Oh, man, you got a bunch of 2s and 3s out there that are, there's a good chance Sanders might get us in the end zone. If he does, the noise is going to be loud. What do we do? How do we handle this? So instead, they do what the Browns do. They make a complete mockery of it. They give the football to a kid who they know is not going to even make the team. And then they cut him, and they don't give Sanders a chance to shine. Because I believe they don't want to hear people calling up radio and yelling all week, Sanders should be the starter, Sanders should be the backup. And I don't think that he should. But the fact that they didn't give him a chance just tells you that team is doomed. All right. NFL Talk on the Fan presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. Let me get Eddie on Long Island, BT and Sal on the Fan. What's happening, Eddie?
Yeah, how you doing? I know you're beating it to death, but you are spot on, 100% right, where they do the same old things, and it makes you crazy. And I believe the fans are way more passionate than the players because, let's face it, once again, they scored no runs Friday. They scored 1 run on Saturday. They got first and second last night with nobody out. why don't they bunt? Rice was up. He don't bunt. He hits into a double play. You shake your head. You're like, what is going on around here? They drive you crazy.
Yep.
I like the way Volpe got yanked. That guy, he makes things happen. He sack flies.
Caballero, love him. Volpe should be
plays.
sitting. Yeah, Volpe's guy should be. It's about time.
Makes a good throw to first base.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about if it's going to be in the dirt. And I thought that guy was a great pickup. But things drive you, look, the same things over and over and over again. It drives me crazy.
Eddie, you're right, dude. You're 100% right. You nailed it. I mean, listen, you go back to, you can cherry pick a million things over the weekend, right? Or really all year. But, a lot of you focused on the Ryan McMahon at bat from a couple of days ago. And he was up 3-0, bases loaded. I think, was that 3-2 game? I think that was at that point. 3-2 Yanks. Yanks have a chance to tack on. And, Ryan McMahon obviously goes from a 3-0 count to striking out, which is just unacceptable. But to me, it was the at-bat before that. We got Jazz swinging like he's Reggie. Jazz choke. I don't think you have to choke up like Roy White or Mickey Rivers. But, just put the bat on the ball. And that's where either the showmanship or the inability to understand the moment and adapt, it just really does drive you nuts. 888-808-1019. BT and Sal on the Fan.
Talk Yankees trades, Mets stats, Giants defense, and Jets prospects. All in one place. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn app.
This is Sal Licata. If you live in New Jersey, your electricity rates are going up. Again. If your current cooling system is over 15 years old, get ahead of that rate increase now with a new high-efficiency Carrier AC system. There's only one company to call. It's my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts for decades. Take it from me. You'll save money and stay cooler. These guys are experts. Contact my friends now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
Hey, baseball fans, go yard with BetMGM, the sportsbook that knows how to treat you right. It's an exciting time of the year for fans of America's pastime, and with BetMGM, you can be a part of every diving catch, every double play, every strikeout, and every home run from your favorite teams and players. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Download the BetMGM app, sign up, and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
At Bolavia Chevrolet, we know a strong season starts with the right lineup. Just minutes from MetLife Stadium, we've got East Rutherford's top GM vehicles like Silverado, Tahoe, Trailblazer, and so many more. Family owned, trusted for decades, Bolavia Chevrolet is built for whatever the road or Sunday throws your way. Whether you're hauling gear, heading to the game, or just need something that moves like a winner, Bolavia Chevrolet in East Rutherford has you covered. Bolavia Chevrolet, big trucks, big SUVs in East Rutherford or BolaviaChevy.com.
Run or walk with Giants legends. The Giants Foundation will host a 5K race and kids run presented by Quest on Sunday, October 26th at 9 a.m. at MetLife Stadium. Net proceeds will benefit the Giants Foundation. All participants will receive a commemorative t-shirt, and after the race, stay for a post-race festival with appearances by Giants legends and a live DJ. Register now at Giants.com/5K. The Giants Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation.
I'm Colonel Callahan of the New Jersey State Police. If you're caught driving impaired, you'll face hefty fines, a suspended license, and maybe even jail time. Worse yet, you might cause a crash that could devastate someone's life. Be responsible. Don't drive impaired. We are all counting on you.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
If you've started thinking about what to wear this fall, your timing is perfect because Macy's Fall Preview event has early deals on looks everyone will be wearing. Romantic dresses from BCBG and Avec Les Filles, Western-inspired boots and bags from Steve Madden, all 25% off. Plus, take 15 to 25% off fall beauty from Yves Saint Laurent, Estee Lauder, and Clinique. Don't wait. This fall preview won't be around for long. So come into Macy's today. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Lowe's has the Labor Day deals you need to give your home a new look. Buy one, get one free select interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Then, add the final touch with 2 for $8 on select 2.5 or 3-quart mums. Refresh your home and save big while doing it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Mums offer in-store only. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowes.com/rebates for details.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a best man speech, but getting one from some random +1.
I am honored to be standing here today, also confused and a little hungry. Does anyone want to switch entrees? Pretty sure I checked beef.
You wouldn't settle for just any speech, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet. For just $327 a month and $3044 due at delivery, lease a brand new Blazer EV 40 Wagon LT with all-wheel drive for 24 months. Buying, enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
We're talking New York sports. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon. At 12 o'clock, I'm Andrew Bogus. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety. A significant bit of NFL business was taken care of this morning. The Commanders signing wideout Terry McLaurin to a 3-year extension, ending one of the more prominent hold-ins this summer. McLaurin's now signed through 2028. The agreement includes a max of $96 million, $30 million as a signing bonus, and now we know he'll be on the field Week 1 against the Giants. Closer to home, Aaron Glenn says Sauce Gardner, Alan Lazard, running back Isaiah Davis, and QB Tyrod Taylor all in line to play and or be available in Week 1. The Yankee homestand now continues with the Nationals. Cam Schlittler throws the first pitch at 7:05, so pregame coverage 6:25 here on the Fan. And the Mets welcome the Phillies to Queens for 3 huge games. Maybe the Amazons reinsert themselves in the NL East race, or maybe the wild card becomes their lone focus. At the moment, 7 games between them and those Phils. Kodai Senga throws the first pitch at 7:10 on Odyssey Mets Radio. And day 2 of the U.S. Open includes Venus Williams' return to major tennis. She has the first match of the night session at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Fan weather is sponsored by Paramus Chevrolet. It's 77 and partly sunny in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes top of every hour. I'm Andrew Boone.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey iHeart.
What's going on, everybody? It's PT and Sal here. 888-808-1019 is the number. Back to these Raging Yankee calls in a minute. Of course, we are inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Our friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody, listen. Nobody is going to get me to think that this is going to resolve itself anytime soon. So there's a lot of items with the Yankees, a lot of items at play here. And it's been a lot of the same regurgitations over the years. Cashman this, analytics that, Boone this, lack of whatever that. There's the baseball-driven items, and, we've hit them over and over. But I'm just going to simplify it because I think it was more on display this weekend than I really maybe even thought. Where's the heart of the Yankees? Where's the soul? Where's the grit? Where's the grind? There's 32 games to go, all right? And there's going to be a lot of fluctuation. And they're going to make the playoffs, right? It's going to be a lot of fluctuations, probably starting tonight. They'll win 2 out of 3 against the Nats, maybe sweep them In 3 games, they'll probably hit, let's see, average 3.5 or so per, 3, 6, 9, 10. I'd go for the 3-game series, over-under 10.5, 11, 12 home runs. They'll be right there. Then they'll play the White Sox, 3 in Chicago. They'll smack them, probably win 3 times. So they're going to stabilize their season. It's not about that. It's about the difference, just optically, what the Yankees look like when they play a team that is at a franchise, and now franchises no longer afraid of them. Like Toronto, it's like, whatever, man. We're fast. We're tough. We're scrappy. Let's play ball. Toronto's owned them. The Red Sox, tough, scrappy, pretty good. Better in certain spots, weaker in certain spots, but all in all, pretty good. Not afraid of them. Punk them. So Thursday was one type of loss. Friday was another. Saturday was disgraceful. And Saturday, I didn't even have a chance to, not that I really would have wanted to do this, because the way Thursday and Friday went, I'm not that guy. So we're at Sal's on Saturday. Got there around 1:30-ish. Put on the Yankee game. We're in the pool. And then obviously we're there for the start of the Met game as well. But after the Yankee game, we put on a Little League. Want to check out Fairfield. Great run by the kids from Connecticut. Really proud of them as well. They didn't win that game, but awesome. And they get destroyed. And I'm sitting there, Sal's a Mets guy. Even though we were objective, of course, and Hoff's a Mets guy. And even if they would have won 12-1, I'm still not getting up there squawking, because that's really not me. But also because the way they look Thursday and Friday. But instead, after Thursday and Friday, frustrating, close losses, they get absolutely mopped on Saturday. So I'm sorry, but I'm way past the point of a bunch of home runs changing my perspective on what this team is. It's less about baseball, and I think it's more about makeup at this point. I just don't like the team's makeup. I don't see any resistance or aversion to losing, and that is just unacceptable, because that has never been the Yankees. 888-808-1019. Let's get back to you. That's the number, obviously. Let me get Sal in Brooklyn. Sal, BT and Sal, what's going on, man?
BT, what's going on, my good man? How you feeling?
I'm good. What's happening, Sal? It's been a while. You good?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
You had a caller previously say he thinks the Yankees are better than Boston. As individuals, maybe, but the thing is, it's a team. And here's the construct of the team that upsets me, because, I've been following them since the late 60s, 70s. So we've been through the gamut, whatever. We have the blueprint. But here's the deal. Cashman now, for next year, we have $32 million tied up in third base, because we got this McMahon for 2 years. It's $17 million, and you still got to pay DJ. So $32 million is tied up. Still have no shortstop. Jazz is not a real ball player. He plays baseball, but he's not a ball player.
Mm-hmm.
You got none at first base. You're going to bring Bellinger back, maybe to play him at first, or what do you do with Judge? You didn't develop Dominguez where you were supposed to this year. You got Ben Rice. Granted, he's hitting bombs, but he's a 240 hitter. He's expendable. If you could get something for him, go get it.
Hold on. Hey, wait. Now I got to interrupt. Hold on. Sal.
Go ahead.
You keep going. You couldn't be more wrong on Ben Rice. Ben Rice is going to be Ben Rice is where we can't get nuts here. Ben Rice is going to be the 3-hitter for the Yankees for, I believe, a while. Ben Rice is going to be great as a hitter. Keep going.
I think you're overrating him a little bit.
I think you're woefully underrating him. You're lost when it comes to Ben Rice. Stud.
Okay. So you got Ben Rice. At least I'm saying you could get rid of him and get something back. They have nobody on this team who knows they're here for 5 or 6 years that plays with grit and tenacity, man. It's not that same
Well, that
team.
part I agree
Toronto always played us hard, and we always went there. They threw a jab, we threw a punch.
Yeah.
Boston would throw a jab, we throw a jab back. We went in there to destroy Baltimore. It's just, this falls on Cashman, brother. When you got Rosario and Caballero, you got 2 of the same players to play a position that we're weak at. You see what I'm saying? He's just building up bodies just to sit there, and nobody really has
But Sal, you got to understand this, Sal, and thanks for the call. And I'm with you on basically everything. The Ben Rice stuff is, you're off on that. Ben Rice is going to be a star as a hitter, period. But the reason why I think you see so many of these mistakes or And I don't think Rosario's a mistake, maybe like you do, and I don't think Caballero's a mistake. I love them both. But the reason why they seem to do this every year is because there's been many mistakes made before they leave camp or spring training. And they start the season, payroll's high, you got Judge, you always have a stud pitcher, whether it's Cole or this year with Fried. I'm talking about going into the season, right? So there's enough for all of us to say, division's been down historically, American League a little weaker than the NL. Reasons to get behind. Yanks are going to be good. Yanks are going to win 90-something. Although I wasn't as convinced this year, and I told you, and when Sal and I did this, I'm like, I don't know if they're going to win the division. I've said that a lot. This goes back to February and March. Check it out. I'm not just saying that now. And I don't think they're going to win the division. They will be a playoff team, but they're not winning the division. And I also never glossed over Toronto when some of you did just because they don't have a recent history of winning. Toronto plays a better brand of baseball than the Yankees, and I identified that immediately when I watched them on the same field. So a lot of the things I've said, there has been consistency there. But you also see these mid-season acquisitions, and then it's it's Rosario can hit lefties, and Caballero can lead the league in steals like he is and play a little short, a little second, a little right. I get it. A little left if he had to with a pinch, a little third. But can they play consistently? And the answer is no. It's just too fragmented. They know they need to make moves. And to their credit, they do. At least I'll give Cashman that credit. I like to see this happen before the season on a higher level, somebody like Bregman. But they bring in these solutions, what they perceive to be solutions midseason, but there's so many bodies, there's only so many slots, and it really becomes untenable in terms of getting good baseball players like Caballero is. He is a baseball player, but there's really not a ton of room for him. So, it's just a lot wrong. And by the way, Ben Rice, I'll geek it up for a little bit here, very little bit. His expected slugging percentage is in the 98th percentile. His average exit velo, 98th percentile. His barrel rate, 95%. His hard hit rate, 98%. Sweet spot, bat speed, squared up, chase, all massively above. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't think that, you can tell me Ben Rice might not be a good catcher, which I don't really agree with. You can tell me you don't love him at first base, which I do agree with. There is nobody, and there is no way anybody is telling me that Ben Rice can't rake, because that guy can swing the hell out of it. I actually think that Ben Rice is the best pure hitter on the team. Even more pure than Judge. Best pure hitter. You want to hang out a 240 average, you got to update that because you got to look at some other stuff that you're probably too lazy to look at. But I promise you, Ben Rice is going to be phenomenal. James in Middletown, they got that right. What's up, James?
Hey, BT, what's going on, my man?
Hey, man, how you doing today?
Hey, good. Before I get to my point, just want to say, hey, I golfed a couple weeks ago, and they paired me up with Phil, your sales guy.
Oh, okay.
You know Phil?
Okay, where'd you guys play? Phil's a great dude. Where'd you guys play?
Yeah, we were down Central New Jersey. Great guy. Had great things to say about you and Sal.
Yeah,
great dude.
Thank you. Now, Phil's a good dude. How's he swing it? Do I have a little ammo to make fun of him? Can he golf?
Yeah, he wasn't bad, man. I don't think you got anything on him. From what I hear about your golf game, I think we're all in the same ballpark.
Yeah, listen, we all stink. The only difference is not everybody gets piped in the chest with a Francesa skull shot.
That's a fantastic story, by the way.
Oh, man. Wow.
Hey, real quick, man, you just kind of made my point with the Ben Rice thing. I know you don't want to have this conversation about money, but I think a lot of this has to do with money, man. That's where the grit comes from, right? Look at Ben Rice. He's competing for a spot. He's got incentive. The guy's out there gritting his teeth and getting it done. Even when we were kids, BT, these guys are getting paid up front for 10 years. I'm not saying they don't care, but I'm saying maybe, they're just, they just don't feel it like they did. When remember we were a kid, you played Little League, and your coach would say, hey, guys, you win this game, we're going for pizza. Just something like that made you play a little harder, right?
Yeah, I
guys don't have that anymore.
Yeah, I get, listen, incentive's a great thing. Aaron Boone shouldn't say, hey, Pizza Hut on me, let's go if we crank out 8 runs and avoid the sweep. The incentive should be personal pride.
Agreed 100%. But you know what? I think a lot of these guys, like, let's just take Soto. I know it's a big example, but 15 years, $800 million. Where's the incentive, man? Imagine a baseball game where you're getting paid upon your performance today. Like, if innings pitched, pitchers getting paid on innings pitched.
So
like, you'd see a lot more strikes, man.
Incentivizing it, basically rewarding somebody for the job that they do rather than giving them long contracts and them getting it no matter if they do well or poor. Listen, James, I hear you, but it's never going to happen, so I just can't waste a ton of time on it. And you know what? It shouldn't happen, quite frankly. Like, the market for Juan Soto was the market for Juan Soto. And quite frankly, it was justified. Look at his age. He's 26. You heard me. He's 26. All right. Look at the uptick in Mets attendance. So even if you don't think Juan, and listen, the fact that he's hitting 249, whatever it is an issue. The fact that he's got some of the worst numbers, runners in scoring position, is an issue. But we also know that this isn't Juan Soto. Now, how does he? I don't know what he's going to look like in 5 or 10 years. Nobody does. But the Mets were willing to swallow that financial commitment, and this is something we've talked a lot about, and I agree, because it was about more than just, hey, we've got a guy in the 2 or the 3 spot to make us better. That's the primary function of bringing in somebody like Juan Soto. The secondary and the residual benefit, and it's a big one, is suddenly, instead of having 16,000 people in city or in Queens against the Rockies or the Cardinals. Obviously, Braves, Phillies, Yankees show up, Dodgers show up, Padres show up. But the Marlins or even the Brewers, who are good but not a national team, or the Orioles in an interleague on a Tuesday night in September, instead of having 16,000, guess what? You can have 35,000 again, or maybe 40, because I think that's what the Mets have been averaging, 38, 39. They're going to, in all probability, shatter their all-time Citi Field attendance mark established in 2009. And you're not doing that without Juan Soto. So, yes, the salary is exorbitant. Yes, for the year that he's had, in certain regards, it's less than a Juan Soto season. But this is business. You might not want to hear it. You might not want to talk about it. But it's business. And right now, the Mets are a playoff team, even though they very well might get snuffed out in terms of divisional hopes these next couple of days against the... Might not, but they could. I mean, the division, I don't think they win the division. I don't think the Yankees win it. But I believe the Mets will be a playoff team like I believe the Yankees will be. So the revenue stream validates giving Soto all that money, whether you like it or I like it. And it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you. Maybe I've just opened up that part of my brain where I'm like, yep, not going to happen. Now, I'll tell you what, it's not meaning it's not going to change. What does bother me is some of the NBA contracts. At least, Soto's out there playing every day. Judge will play every day unless his body says, I just can't go. Even Volpe plays every day, making $1 million a year until he gets benched. Rightfully so. He should sit down. But in the NBA, the maintenance days and guys loafing up and down the court, that's where it seems to bother me the most in the NBA. But no, somebody like Juan Soto and Judge and the Ohtanis, those guys making bank who were moving the needle from a merch perspective, from an attendance perspective. That's business. And you can fight back all you want, but you're not going to win that. You're just not. Let me get Dan in Tom's River. BT and Sal on the Fan. What's up, Dan?
Hey, what's going on, BT? First of all, before I just start real quick, I just wanted to say thank you, because you are like my kindred spirit as a disgusted Yankee fan. And I've even got to give Sal credit, even for being a Mets guy. I think his Yankee takes are spot on. I am so disgusted with the Yankee organization and this I'm the smartest guy in the room, and I'm smarter than you. The Yankee organization better be careful, because what they're doing is they're taking dyed-in-the-wool Yankee fans like me, like you, and they are making them apathetic. I am so disgusted with the direction of this team the last 5-7 years, and just the blasé, oh, well, it's all right in front of us. Don't worry about it. It's a crapshoot. It's this, it's that. Enough. All you have to do, in my humble opinion, is go back to Old Timers Day and listen to Posada, listen to Willie Randolph, listen to Joe Torre, and it's no wonder that those teams won consistently. And Torre wasn't even really that fired up but his points were great. But all I had to do was just listen to him for about 2.5 minutes, and you get the idea that things are under control. And I don't get that feeling at all with that clown show manager they have right now with Aaron Boone, and I'm up to here with it. I don't know what to do. I've never felt this way about the Yankees in my life, but to say I am disgusted with the direction of that team would be just a gross understatement, BT. I've had it. I'm like at my wit's end. I know I probably sound like a maniac, but I'm done. And I will not and I'm not making this up either, I will not set foot in that stadium and waste any more of my hard-earned money until changes are made. And, I know they don't care about me or whatever, but I think you're starting to get Yankee fans, real Yankee fans like myself, like you, to their wits' end. And that's not good. They better be careful, and they better wake up soon, because it's just not good. What do you think? I mean, sorry.
Thank you very much. I don't know what happened with my mic there. There you go. I think you speak for a lot of Yankee fans. I think that's a good call there, Dan. I do. I think that you are in the neighborhood where most Yankee fans reside right now. I really do. Listen, that guy, and you could just tell, massive Yankee fan, invested emotionally, financially. He is a step away. He said it. He used the word that I used. He's a step away from what I've always said is the most dangerous human emotion, apathy. At least if you're angry, if you're angry at somebody, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a team, if you're angry, that shows that you care. When you're apathetic, you are now emotionally disconnected. And when you are emotionally disconnected, usually, not always, but usually, there's no coming back, at least not to the degree that you were at before you hit this apathetic level. So what was it? 2003 was my first year on New York radio. It has never sounded like this. Even during a couple of those, lackluster years with Girardi, it was still close enough to the run and the dynasty, and the game hadn't fully changed yet. And it was like, this is unacceptable. There was anger, there was pushback, there was fight, there was force. You're starting to hear apathy trickle in, and that is not good. It's not good. 888-808-1019 is the number here. BT and South, of course, on the Fan. Hey, FanDuel's Futures Day is tomorrow. It's a new holiday for football fans. Football's coming. Can't wait. 24 hours of deals on all your football season predictions. So take a flyer on the MVP race. Maybe Jaden Daniels takes another step. He wins the award in his second season. Maybe C.J. Stroud bounces back. You put a couple of shekels on that. Maybe overcomes his sophomore slump. Maybe a healthy Dak Prescott can win his first crown. Crown your champion in August. Maybe the Bills get through. Maybe the Eagles go back-to-back. Maybe a long shot like Cincy or Green Bay wins it all. Either way, parlay your division winner dark horses and mark the calendars. This is your day. Here we go. For the hunches, the hot takes, the calls, your odds, visit FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now. Because Futures Day is one day and one day only. So, FanDuel, got to play your game. FanDuel is the official partner of us here at WFAN, 21 plus and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
New York sports is more than a game. It's a lifestyle. WFAN is the only place where Yankees, Mets, Giants, and Jets fans come together and sound off.
I like Soto. I like his attitude.
The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey, powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Your journey starts here and ends, well, that's up to you. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Sorento. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance KF. Subject to credit approval by KF to well-qualified buyers for purchase of a new 2025 Sorrento. Excludes hybrid PHEV. $20.83 per month for 1,000 financed. No down payment required. Subject to vehicle availability and dealer participation. Offers may not be combined except where specified. Must take delivery by 9/2/25. See Kia retailer for available stock.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor. Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Here is your Game of the Week, presented by Hyundai. Football is back, and we're getting some of the best matchups of the season in Week 1, where powerhouse programs will meet. A battle of tigers will take place when the number 9 team in the country takes a road trip to meet the number 4 team in Clemson. Another battle of top 10 teams will take place the same weekend when the number 6 team heads into Miami to face off against number 10. With new rosters and new coaches, anything could happen in the exciting opening weekend of college football. Get into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event and get away with a deal so right it almost feels wrong, because right now you can get huge savings on our most popular models, including our adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe and Santa Fe hybrid models, or go all-electric and choose from America's best awarded EV lineup, like the breakthrough Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6. So get down to your local Hyundai dealer and get away with a great deal, only during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Visit HyundaiUSA.com for details.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch, presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mirajoyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total wireless in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid at store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan. On the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
All right, Big Team Sound back on the Fan on this Monday. I'm going to get back to these calls here. I want to get back to some of the Mets stuff as well. Obviously, Yankees are owning the show here with the meltdowns and the lack of belief. It's just it's all hitting a boiling, massive point at this juncture, and it is not good. But a couple of things I throw on the Mets table as well. I want you guys to jump back into, which I will reset in a moment. First up, though. Time for the meat of the order for the Yankees. For last night, they scratch out the win, as we did discuss. Maybe in unconventional matter, the meat of the order didn't do a whole lot. Judges was 0 for 3. A couple of whiffs down to 324. That's sinking like a rock. There's no way he's healthy. It's not his fault. Ben Rice has been amazing. He had a rough night, 0 for 3. And then Bellinger was 0 for 4. So 2-3-4 was a combined 0 for, 10? But then you got a couple of knocks there from Jazz Chisholm. Obviously, Goldschmidt had a pinch hit, base hit, and Stanton 2 for 3. That laser that Stanton had on the double, which was at 118, I just don't know how he does it. I don't know. How does somebody, think about this, like they gave the since StatCast, Stanton has had, was it 90 or 100? In the neighborhood of that. Balls exceed 118 miles per hour exit velocity. Nobody has more than 30. Like, I could see if you have 15 more, 17 more. Imagine if this guy played all the time, he'd have 150 more. I don't know how a human being consistently hits the ball harder than anybody else in the world. I don't know. I don't know what he does so different. Like, I'm trying to look at it. I know he's strong. That obviously helps. And he's got great leg and blah, blah, blah. But it's not like he takes this crazy load and just sells out every pitch. Generally, it's almost like this truncated swing. It defies everything. And when he lasers one, that's crazy. All right, it's 12:30 on the button. Let's get back to the calls. 888-808-1019. Mitch in Fort Lee. What's up, Mitch? How you doing today, bud? Mitchell. All right, Mitch is not there. One of the rare times Mitch is not ready. Brian's in New York on the Fan. Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Hey.
Listen, everybody's forgetting right now there's parity. I say again, parity in baseball at the present. Even the Dodgers is having a bad season.
Okay.
The Yankee Stadium sells out every game. Every team that comes to the Yankee Stadium plays above what the team is when they come against the Yankees. Mm-hmm. Even the Sox. Mm-hmm. Right now, the Red Sox have beaten us 8 games out of how much they played.
9.
And still 0.5 of a game in front of us. When they play against the Nationals and the weaker teams, they lose because they're not a better team than the Yankees. I mean, we have some flaws right now. Mm-hmm. Some flaws can be fixed. For one thing, Jazz Chisholm is an awesome second baseman. The thing is, what a lot of people don't like about Jazz is he doesn't look like he takes the game serious. But he loves the game. He plays with fun. He plays loose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he thinks he's a power hitter. He's not a power hitter, but how much home runs do you have? 23?
I think it's 25 now. He's going to finish with 30. But hold on, Brian, hold on. So one of the things you said at the start is, there's always a lot of fans at Yankee Stadium implying that the opponents get up. Dude, come on. Because that was always the case where the old Yankee Stadium was packed and it was bigger, 50,000 plus. And you'd have these teams come in and the Yankees would mop them.
Yeah, but this is not the old Yankee Stadium.
No. It's not the old Yankees. That's the point. It's not the old Yankees. It's not about being up for the Yankees or the stadium, the ambiance in the stadium. It's that these Yankees have been built wrong for far too long. And that I will no longer raise my voice over because I've said it forever. I'm right. You know it. Maybe some of you were reluctant to embrace that, but now it's unavoidable. And many of you were with me. I'm not saying I was the first one to say it. But it's the foundation is cracked. The repercussions are essentially non-existent. The owner is just, I don't know I don't know where he is. I don't know what Hal's doing. I'd like to see one shot of Hal in the booth, pissed off. Not in the booth, in the suite, pardon me. Just one. Just give me one visual. I don't really even need you to tweet, like Cohen does here and there. But if you're going to, maybe you drop one now when things aren't so rosy. He just seems completely detached from this team. He really does. It's not a good look. How about Al and Howard Beach? What's up, Al?
BT, how the hell are you?
I'm good. What's going on, dude?
We had your partner at the Joe B. Live Pod on Friday night. I'd love to get you there for one of these things.
He was telling me about it, Al. He was telling me about it when I was at his house on Saturday. He was there. He thought he was going for like 20 minutes. He wound up being there for 2 hours. You guys roped him in for a while with Joe.
Once they started going, John Harper was great as well.
Yeah.
Joe B's always fantastic. It's a lot of fun. It's a few laughs. But by the way,
Joe's daughter had booked me to do that over at the Hackensack, or at the brewery, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
She booked me to do it a while ago, and something happened on my end because I'm never one to just bounce on a commitment like that, certainly for work. And I had to cancel. I would definitely go and hang out with Joe, no question.
You'd enjoy it. You'd enjoy meeting some of the people, some of the calls. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
But anyway, the reason why I'm calling you today, we're hard on the Yankees here, and all the subplots are all there, and they're all worth discussing. I have a little expression that I use with my friends, my Yankee cliques, that to keep the local flavor in there, I always tell them, if Volpe and Wells were as good as O'Hoppe and Neto, the Yankees would be far better off for 2025 and beyond.
I mean, how am I going to push back on that? The player development is just, it's embarrassing, the results. Again, nothing else we have to yell about. It is what it's terrible.
And if you notice, Boone, in the last couple of post-game press conferences, when the subject got to Grisham, he said twice, remember, he's a former first-round pick. So he's kind of saying that Volpe and Wells might take a little time to develop the way Grisham has.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's sending a subtle undertone there when he talks about Grisham, and he keeps reminding us that he's a former first-round pick, and it took him all the way till his free agent season to bust out.
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, what a coincidence there. I'm not saying that Grisham's playing solely for the motivation of money here, but I mean, a guy basically.
No, neither am I.
No, I know, but he's having a really good year, even though his defensive metrics are a little bit down. But he's having a really good year, and he's making $5 million, which is peanuts. He's in for a big payday, but the Yanks are nuts if they give him a big. Like, what do you give Grisham 3-4 years? I mean, come on. So even the good stuff, and this is part of the problem. Like, even a good story like Grisham, you can't really fully enjoy, because he's a free agent. And again, we all know that, or at least strongly think that, probably shouldn't commit too much to Grisham. I wouldn't. Not if you think Spencer Jones can play. Not if you think that eventually Dominguez is the guy. That's the Yankees player development. It's just, it is criminally bad. It's criminally bad. It's not like it's average. I'm talking about position players, not pitchers, which happens to be very good. Not like, man, all right, we wish they were a little bit better, but middle of the pack. It's criminally bad. It's terrible. I just don't get it. Like, they haven't developed a first baseman, if you want to count Ben Rice. I mean, but I've got to see if he can actually play. I love him as a hitter. I got to see if he can actually play first base before I say that that's a check in that box. But forget about Ben for a moment. They have not developed the first. When was the last time they developed the first baseman? Was it Luke Voigt for a minute? And then he led the league in home runs during COVID, and then Lord knows what happened to him? Was it Mattingly? Because it wasn't Tino, who was traded for, and it wasn't Giambi, who was signed, and it wasn't Teixeira, who was signed, and it wasn't Rizzo, who was signed. Who the hell was it? Now, I understand that, the game's changed a lot, so you're not necessarily maybe like the 70s or the 80s, like in the year, I guess that would have been, I might have this off, 80, I think it was 84, 85, whatever, because the Olympic team was 84, so maybe 84, when Will Clark was drafted second or third, and Palmeiro later in the first round, the whole Mississippi State team. By the way, if you saw that 30 for 30 on ESPN and you love college baseball, it's phenomenal. Imagine Will Clark with a Medal Easton back in the day. My goodness. But the point is, you don't draft first baseman that early anymore. But can he develop any? I really think that the last first baseman the Yankees developed was Mattingly. And when he first came up, he wasn't even playing first base. He was playing left field. It's like they stumbled on that. He was playing the outfield in the minors primarily. That's just one position. I mean, every year we're searching for a third baseman. Every year. McMahon's got to come here, try to save him. All the young kids who don't work out. A couple of young kids who are interesting, who we run off, don't give enough rope to, or they get hurt. It's just ridiculous. It really is. 888-808-1019, BT and South here on The Fan on this Monday. Hoff, I got to pull you in next segment about your Metsies a little bit here, because I asked you something when you came in, and your answer stunned me. So I want to reset that on the air. We'll get to that coming up. Hey, this summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga. Right to your door, delivered. Stock up for game day, or just keep everybody feeling good, refreshed, and hydrated. Whether it's still sparkling or flavored, there's something for everybody. You got to drink your water. I love drinking water. And the best part, you call the shot. So whether it's a couple of cases or a full week supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. So step up to the plate. Hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
I need my glasses.
I was reading the wrong column.
I can't see a thing without my glasses.
Damn straight.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Just when you think you have baseball figured out, along comes a Cal Raleigh to shake things up. The Mariners star set the all-time home run record for catchers yesterday. The big dumper hit numbers 48 and 49. It's not even September. If he stays hot, who knows? Raleigh could go after even bigger historical targets in what could be a thrilling end of the MLB season. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Lowe's has the Labor Day deals you need to give your home a new look. Buy one, get one free select interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Then, add the final touch with 2 for $8 on select 2.5 or 3-quart mums. Refresh your home and save big while doing it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Mums offer in-store only. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
If Twisted Tea was your best friend, they'd start a dance party in the supermarket that turns into a pool party at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea is smooth, refreshing, and always fun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide and services to showcase your invention. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380.
Hey, baseball fans, go yard with BetMGM, the sportsbook that knows how to treat you right. It's an exciting time of the year for fans of America's pastime, and with BetMGM, you can be a part of every diving catch, every double play, every strikeout, and every home run from your favorite teams and players. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Download the BetMGM app, sign up, and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Attention thrill seekers, your proving ground awaits at Nickelodeon Universe at American Dream, The Shredder, Krang Prime, Skyline Scream, Legends Leap, Double Dare Human Crane. Every twist, every drop, a challenge. Are you brave enough? Get tickets now at AmericanDream.com. Minutes from Manhattan.
You want to get the most for your money. That's why more Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda for selection, customer service, and savings. During the Mazda Born and Move You sales event, lease a new 25 Mazda CX-30 for $239 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM842601. MSRP $26,880. Zero security deposit. Ends 9/2/25.
If you're looking for a great price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire, where you always get the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires. But it doesn't end there, because Town Fair Tire gives you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. More free services than any other tire dealer. That's why we say nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Dedication isn't born in the light of day. It's carved in the quiet hours before the world blinks awake. At Boar's Head, we rise with a mission to deliver craftsmanship worthy of your table. A slice of something special folded into every moment worth savoring. Because dedication means delivering only the very best. Boar's Head, committed to craft since 1905.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
If you've started thinking about what to wear this fall, your timing is perfect because Macy's Fall Preview event has early deals on looks everyone will be wearing. Romantic dresses from BCBG and Avec Les Filles. Western-inspired boots and bags from Steve Madden, all 25% off. Plus, take 15 to 25% off fall beauty from Yves Saint Laurent, Estee Lauder, and Clinique. Don't wait. This fall preview won't be around for long. So come into Macy's today. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
In a city that never sleeps, a rivalry reignites. NYPD versus FDNY in an epic battle for bragging rights and for charity. It is the 7th annual local Ford Classic, a charity soccer match presented by New York City FC and your local Ford stores. It all happens Sunday, September 7th at 4 p.m. at Icon Stadium on Randall's Island. One pitch, one cause, one game. The local Ford Classic. To get your tickets, visit NewYorkCityFC.com/local Ford Classic.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
Back on The Fan, 1246. Going to put the Yankee stuff to the side for a moment. I want to get Hoff's thoughts, and I gave you some of mine, but he had a very interesting reaction to the Mets over the weekend. We'll get back to that right now. Back to football, though, as we get ready for the start of the season. It is almost upon us. And NFL legend Nick Mangold, on behalf of the new Old Spice NFL collection available now at Walmart. You may not play in the NFL, but you can smell like you do. 7 Pro Bowls. 2 All-Pros. And let's face it, when Nick was in the trenches with his buddy Brick and some others, it was just a more stable Jet team, and we loved it. And we miss it, and hopefully Glenn's going to bring it back. Nick, it's BT and Sal. Sal is off today, though, but welcome to the show. What's going on, buddy? How you been?
Good. How you doing? I love that intro song.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, we got to play good tunes for you, Nick. We got to make you feel at home. We got to make Aaron Glenn feel at home, because the biggest problem, Nick, yeah, listen, obviously there's been a dearth of talent. I mean, you're not bad this long without, if you have great players. I just feel like there's been an absence of leadership, there's been an absence of direction, and there's been an absence of accountability as well. And I joke around, I say, AG ain't playing. I mean, Aaron Glenn is giving off every vibe that he is ready, and he is absolutely in charge. What did you see in camp, and do you agree with what I said about Glenn so far?
Yeah, it seems like he's definitely taking charge and putting his stamp on the team. I look at this team and the struggles that we've had over the past several years, and unfortunately, I think what we've been hurting is our drafting and our team longevity of players. We have guys that are coming in for 2-3 years and then out, and it's tough to build a roster that way when you don't have mainstays that are able to stick around and kind of take the leadership that comes from the head and disperse it from the team, because the coach can only lead you so far. It's up to the team, the players in that locker room, to really come together and be the direction that you want to see the team go. So not having, your mid-level 8, 9, 10-year vets that have been with the team their whole career, know the ins and outs of New York, how to manage the media, the fans' expectations, is kind of a big deal. And I think that gets overshadowed when we talk about different coaches coming through. And it seems right now that Coach Glenn seems to be really emphasizing that fact that, hey, listen, this team's only going to go, I can lead you. The team's only going to go as far as the players on this team take us.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And by the way, to your point, Nick, the absence of players, now it's changed a little bit here. Garrett just got paid and Sauce got paid. Obviously Q, but for years, it's like you basically had nobody on a second contract. So I don't know how you establish culture, a winning continuity when there's a constant revolving door. And, the next phase is to I would think, and if you disagree, tell me, you got to just start by cleaning things up, and that's the penalties. And I've always been curious, like, from a penalty perspective, when you're always penalized, and they always are among the top of the NFL, is it a lack of recognition or intelligence or selfishness, or why all the penalties? What does that mean when you're always penalized a ton?
I think we had an old running back coach. He had a saying, you got to sweep the corners. And when you're cleaning up, mom asks you to sweep the kitchen, and you do it, but you miss the corners. You miss the details.
Yeah.
And that's where the penalties come from. Like the details, the devil's are in the details. And so, if you're looking at the big picture and say, hey, listen, I just know I have to block this defensive tackle down to this Mike linebacker, and I'm not going to pay attention to anything else, and you miss, the snap count or something, you're not fully invested in what you're doing to the best of your ability. So I think the penalties show that it's a lack of effort into the details that hurts the team.
So, Nick, how do we measure progress this year? From your perspective, how do we do that?
That's a great question. I think that's an ownership question. For me, as a former player, I want to see strong, competitive football where, we are making a push. We're playing sound jet football. It looks like we're built to run the ball very well and pass when we need to. And I want to see that happen. It's anybody can sling the ball around and, come up with different game plans and everything. But when it's time to go and it's 3rd and 1 and everyone in the building knows what you're doing, and you go out there and do it, that's what I want to see. And so that mentality that, that they're going to go out and impose their will is, I think, the biggest thing to see that culture shift, say, hey, this is how we're going to do it, and we're going to do it this way.
And listen, Nick, they have the horses to do it. That's the best part, because anybody can identify, and I've said this basically for 4 months now, Jets going to look to run it 30-plus times a week. We've seen that in the summer. It's so identifiable, whether it's their draft choices up front, the running back stable. But here's what's going to happen at some point. They're going to fall behind 17-3, pick 6, fumble, whatever. And at some point, they're not going to be able to run the way they want to because they got to try to move the ball a little bit quicker. When that happens, where are we?
That then is when you got to rely on your playmakers to make plays. And, you pay a bunch of money to the wide receivers to make plays and your quarterback to make plays. They got to go out there and do that. So while me personally, offensive lineman, I want to run the ball every chance I get. But when their number gets called, they got to make the plays they need to. You expect them to do it. So I think that they will. I hope that they will, and I think that's going to show the success or failure of what the season's going to be.
Well, I mean, all right, that sounds good. You hope that they will. So do I. You think that they will. I'm a little less convinced with throwing the football. It's, to me, like, Garrett Wilson's amazing. The man needs some help. I mean, their wide receiving core is awful. And until I do think there's some problems at tight end with Mason Taylor, but you got to get another receiver here. And I think that Justin Fields is probably a little bit better than some people are saying throwing the ball, because you could throw to a space and have some gash plays. But I'm sorry, like, I can't dump this on Garrett Wilson. If they're not throwing the ball, I don't know if it's his fault. Is one man out there? Like, he's going to be double teamed every snap.
This is true, and you look at he will be covered, and especially when you put a high price tag on him, bells and whistles are going to go off. But I think when you look at it, quarterbacks take different time to develop, and you look at Geno Smith. His time with us did not go so well, but resurrects his career later on, and is able to really do well out in Seattle and move the ball around. So things, and so I'm not putting Justin Fields into a basket if he can't throw yet. I'm waiting to see, development, how things go, and hope for the best. Because, right now, everyone's starting off 0-0. And what we have is we have hope.
That's fair. I mean, without hope, we got nothing. Talking to Nick Mangold, that's all we've had is hope. I mean, and nothing tangible. So hopefully it's about to change. Nick is with us, of course, 11 years with the Jets. Great player. Pro Bowl 7, 2 All-Pro. We miss him up there as moving bodies and just being a beast like he was. So to me, the Jet fan right now is in an interesting place. It's between hope and a little bit of conviction, because this is not a roster without talent. The defense, certainly the front seven, could be good. Special teams should be better. We know they got a running back stable. They got a star wideout. They got a stud corner, and they got new hope at the coaching perspective. When you look as a player, I want to take you back. When you were a player, did you look at the start of the schedule? Were you like, all right, we have a chance to get off and maybe bag a couple of wins and get this going, or did you not do? Because we do that. Did you do that?
As a player, you go in thinking every year you're going to win a Super Bowl, no matter who's on that roster. When you're done playing, you look back and you're like, oh man, that was not good. But as a player, if you don't have the mindset going into a season that you go 16-0 and win a Super Bowl, you don't deserve to be on that field. So if anybody has a mindset out there that they're like, oh well, we hope that we're going to be okay, we knock off a couple, they don't deserve to be on that field.
You think Buffalo is still what they were? Like Miami, like the division, to me, again, Buffalo's the team to beat. But the other two teams, I know the Pats. The Pats got Vrabel, stud. Miami's got talent, but I think they're a mess. Is it nuts to think the Jets can make a run and be the second best team in this division?
It definitely can. I mean, had the opportunity. Buffalo is going to be a tough task to get past, especially with their quarterback that they have there, and the home field opportunities that they have up in Buffalo. But I'm hoping they're battling for it. Because it's been a long time. We've gone from New England controlling the division to now Buffalo controlling the division. I'm looking forward to our time controlling the division.
Let's go. I mean, it's fun. I mean, listen, dude, longest playoff drought, North American team sports. I mean, the Yankee fans think we have it rough now. Jet fan has been beaten to a bloody pulp, so hopefully the renaissance the early stages is here. I think they got the right coach, and we'll see. And by the way, Nick, before we let you go, I'm an Old Spice guy. I know you're doing stuff with them. What exactly do you have going on?
Yeah, it was great. We spent time today up in Bergen County, New Jersey, surprising fans with Old Spice, their new collection in conjunction with Walmart. And we were with Bill today, who does great work with big brothers and big sisters, mentoring the little kids. So it was great to surprise him, big Jets fan. It's always fun to be able to do these things where, you get the unsuspecting fan, and you get to be able to reward them for the efforts that they go unnoticed by most people in their community. So it was really exciting. I'm glad for Old Spice and the opportunity to do that. get this new NFL product out to them.
Sounds good. Like I said, I'm an Old Spice guy, too. With the deodorant's awesome. I'm an Old Spice deodorant guy. So, Nick,
Same here for years.
Yeah, there you go. Old school trench. If you can wear it in the trenches, man, I can wear it with a suit. So, I love it. 11 years with the Jets, and hopefully this is going to start getting a little bit better. Thanks for popping on. Appreciate it, buddy.
Of course. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. There you go. NFL legend, of course, Nick Mangold joins us and was with us on behalf of the new Old Spice NFL collection at Walmart now. You may not play in the NFL, but you can smell like you do. Yeah, I remember one of the first visuals I have of my grandfather on my Italian side, on my mom's side. He would wake up to get the gravy going on Sunday morning. I mean, with the birds were chirping. Papa was up there, stirring away. And he would, before he'd start stirring away, he'd be in the mirror. I could still see it like it, not a gray hair. I mean, even in his mid-70s, not a gray hair. Just slicking his hair back with his gold chain and his gold cross and the white, little T-shirt and shaving and the Old Spice smell. Like that, I'm talking about when I was a kid. And I still love it. I'm an Old Spice guy. I used to get my dad soap on a rope. I don't know if do you remember that, Hob? You just looked at I would get him. I had no money. My mom would obviously pay for it and stuff. But we would get him soap on a rope, and it would hang from the shower, and you just see it get smaller and smaller, and eventually the rope would detach from the soap. But, I mean, it smelled great, and you'd have it for a couple of weeks. So there you go. Massive Old Spice fan. Big Nick Mangold fan as well. Oh, come on, Jets, dude. Like, I just, I've been very optimistic, that, in terms of progress, and I'm standing by it. I think it's just going to be more rewarding. I think it's going to be more buttoned up. Maybe not right away. Eventually, those penalties and that nonsense is going to evaporate, and AG is going to be in charge. And if you don't follow AG, he's going to basically punch you out the door. That's it. It's going to be his way. We got an adult coach in the team finally. 888-808-1019. BT and Sal on the Fan. Bogus time.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 1 o'clock. I'm Andrew Bogish. This Sports Flash is sponsored by Ray Catena Mercedes-Benz of Edison. They finally figured out the Red Sox last night. Now the Yankees look to build momentum against the Nationals. They remain last in the NL East, but were pests last week against the Mets and Phillies. First pitch in the Bronx at 7:05, so pregame at 6:25 here on the Fan. Those Mets and Phils, meanwhile, start their huge series in Queens, 7:10 on Odyssey Mets Radio. Kodai Senga and Christopher Sanchez, your pitching matchup there. Sauce Gardner not seen on the field at the start of Jets practice, but Aaron Glenn said today Sauce is in line to be ready for Week 1 despite his calf issue. Alan Lazard and Tyrod Taylor expected to be available as well for that opener. And Brianna Stewart slated to play tonight when the Liberty host the Sun. She has missed the last month with a bone bruise to her right knee. Sabrina Ionescu also available after missing their last game with a left foot issue. Fan weather sponsored by New Jersey Manufacturers Extension Program. If you work in New Jersey manufacturing, your chance to network, learn, and connect with resources for your business is October 3rd, the annual Made in New Jersey Manufacturing Day in Freehold. Both gubernatorial candidates will share their vision for industry in New Jersey. Register today at njmep.org. It's 80 and sunny in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports Flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Line drive, goodbye. Get ready for Monday Night Baseball with the Yankees and Nationals. 7 o'clock tonight. Driven by Jeep.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all of the action. The home of Yankees baseball is the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Make every mile unforgettable in a Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison. Their expert team will help you find the perfect fit with flexible lease and finance options that make driving luxury easier than ever. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, your destination for luxury driving.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Jerry Recco. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
The long weekend sale is on at Target with exciting deals you won't want to miss. Stock up on grilling must-haves for a few more sunny barbecues. And while you're at it, ease into sweater weather with fresh new fits for the fam. Whether you're hosting, relaxing, or showing off your new style, Target has your deal in-store, online, and in the Target app. Hurry and save more with the long weekend sale happening now through Monday. Only at Target.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painter's Trust Kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results, faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. I had a tomahawk steak last night that was absolutely cooked to perfection. Now, you already know how it was done with the Chef IQ Sense, the wireless thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether you're cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill. It is built to withstand extreme heat, and the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill and even when to flip them. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense right now at chefiq.com and make sure to put the code word Boomer in for 20% off.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan.
The sensei in Karate Kid, who is obviously motivated by the wrong things. They look exactly alike. PT and Sal here. Sal is off. The next time that we're together entirely as a show will be next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. I am obviously here tomorrow, and then I'm off the rest of the week, and then Sal is in tomorrow. Sal is in Wednesday, and then he is off the rest of this week, including tomorrow. So he's here one day. I'm here today and tomorrow. I think Moose is jumping in for a couple days, so you'll be in pretty good hands with Moose. That'll be fun. And then when Sal and I get back, it is Tuesday, and it is football go time. The sprint starts, Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, Knicks and Rangers training camp. Can't wait. And as you know, when we start football season, we play for something. Anybody can hand over, I owe you $50 or I owe you $100. No, we play for embarrassment. So the first year, it was doink and it was gold dust level embarrassment. Sal and I lost. Hoff was victorious. This year, Sal was victorious, and it was Brother Love, me, and Papa Shanko, Huff. So there are big stakes again. Football Friday is going to be absolutely awesome. Can't wait. And hopefully from a non-betting or a non-entertainment perspective, hopefully they're just better. And I think that they're going to be much more competitive. I've got win totals kicking around my head. I'll give them to you as we obviously get into that first or that final couple days before week one. Not yet. I'm in the neighborhood on both. I'll reveal them next week. But I just think it's going to feel different and it's going to look a little different. All right, now, Huff, I got to ask you something when you're done with the phones here. Let me set this back up. So I want to do it before we had Nick on, and thanks to Nick for hopping on. So, most of the show's been about the Yankees and like how they've just really stripped the energy away from me. And they've just, it's slowly leaving my body. Certainly the belief that left a while ago, but even the willingness to put up my, and fight. Like I'm not going to fight a fight that I don't think is winnable. And I don't think the Yankees will win the World Series. Now that doesn't mean you just abandon your team because you don't think they're going to win the World Series. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm talking about is the constant pushback that some of you still muster up the energy to do, despite knowing that it's pretty much the same team and the same problems. Yeah, they catch the ball a little better. Yeah, the lineup is a little more, whole or full, if you will. But we all know, or at least we should, that there's flaws that will prevent them from winning big again. And then when I throw the Mets in there, and I know the Mets, yesterday was a very frustrating loss. I get it. But based on where they were, not too long ago, 7 straight losses, lose 2 out of 3 to the wretched Nats, lose 2 out of 3 to the Braves at City before that. Like the Met fan was in a bad spot as well. And I would think that this weekend would at least temporarily scrub away a lot of that negativity. Now, I think if you have your druthers, maybe you win Friday, you lose Saturday, you win Sunday, you end the weekend feeling good rather than blowing a lead and, having a loss that's going to sting. But I think that the Mets right now, with McClain stepping up twice, going deep, obviously, on Friday, going 7. Holmes going 7, which is a bit of a stunner. And maybe more specific, well, not more specific, because the McClain revolution, that's been huge. But between Vientos and Beatty, both whose numbers for a while now have been ticking up in the right spot, I thought Hoff would be, I'm not saying he's doing cartwheels, because yesterday was a tough one. But you didn't really seem to have any enjoyment, Hoff, and I was surprised from this weekend.
Enjoyment from the fact that they should have swept the Braves. They're still in the playoff race is still too close with the Cincinnati Reds on their tails. They won again yesterday. They came back. They won 7-1 versus the Diamondbacks. So that bothered me. Plus the fact that Pete Alonso played terrible this entire weekend. He went 2 for 15. He did hit a home run, but everything else he got under. He was in big spots. He got under everything. The ball was barely getting out of the infield. He's grounding out on first pitches that he swung at. He was awful. I still can't stand this bullpen. It scares you. Dude, you're right. Nolan McClain was amazing on Friday. Was amazing. 7 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits, no walks.
Yeah.
7 strikeouts. And then you got Reed Garrett and Ryan Helsley come in. They give up 5 runs in 2 innings.
Helsley,
that's not good.
Has been as bad as you can be.
Yeah. That doesn't make me feel confident. Mm-hmm. And again, Nolan McClain, this is early on. Do we think this is going to be his production throughout the rest of the season? Not sure yet. Clay Holmes was good. Okay, fine. But then you go back to the same thing with Peterson. Has a rough outing. Not a rough outing. Has a rough inning. And Carlos Mendoza is late to the party again. And there's too many times, BT, this season, whether it's Manaea, since he's been called back, Senga, now Peterson, where Mendoza allows the bases to get loaded and he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have the feel. Is it time to pull the pitcher? Mm-hmm. This time he let Peterson go, and then he gave up the 2-run base hit.
Yeah.
And now normally he goes to the bullpen, but even in those situations, why are you letting the bases get loaded? It's a bad spot. You know that your pitchers don't go deep. Why are you trying to push them?
Well, sometimes you push them just to get a little length here. Number one, you believe in the guy. I don't know if you're letting somebody out there that you don't believe in, and he definitely believes, and he should. I'm not saying he made the right move. I say he didn't, but the conviction and the faith in Peterson is justified. That's number one. Number two, like forget about Peterson in general. The reason why you do that is because you're trying to help regenerate this bullpen, which has been just exhausted for months off.
Dude, and
months.
And BT, you nailed it right there. I'm going to kill David Stearns right here for a bit, and he's going to catch a ton of fire. If this Mets team doesn't make the playoffs, David Stearns is going to be under so much heat this entire offseason. A hot stove, he's going to be the heat. He's going to be the stove. Bro,
so he's going to provide the warmth.
Well, I don't know what he's going to get, but I'm going to get a lot of hate towards him because here's the deal. He's trying to be too smart. This entire season, we all knew the pitching staff was not as good as we thought they were going to be. They couldn't go deep into games. Yep. This bullpen was going to get worn out. And rather than making a trade for a guy like, hey, Shane Bieber just came back the other day, pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run. I think he gave up 2 hits, struck out 9 in 6 innings. 1 run. His whip for the game in 6 innings was .33. So he came back on fire. Former Cy Young got traded from the Guardians. Guess what? They traded a draft pick. He was like, now he's in the Guardians farm system. It's a 7th. He's now like the 7th prospect. I would have they traded 12 picks. 12 picks, or 12 prospects, for 4 guys that none of them are good. I would have traded 12 guys.
Soto's been okay before like he's had 1 or 2 months.
He's been
Soto's
okay,
been pretty good.
But he blew the game on Sunday. But still, even
Mullins
that
hasn't given you much.
No, give us a 0.
Really hasn't.
Helsley, Rogers got these rubber arms so he can go every game.
He's fine.
I would have traded 12 players for Shane Bieber, someone that can give you actual innings and help you save the bullpen.
Well, listen, again, I appreciate the concerns, because I do think that there's still concerns with the Mets, but I would say this. Think about how the Met fan felt about 2 weeks ago and really going back as recently as 2 weeks ago and extending over the course of 2 months or so versus now. Think about what's changed here. And I'm going to give you 3 things that changed. Number 1, McClain has changed at least the perception and the energy around the Mets. Number 1. Number 2, Vientos is hitting. And number 3, so is Beatty. I was giving these numbers. I know you were on the phone before, but early in the show. The last 30 days, Vientos has 6 homers, 18 ribbies, and his OPS is over 900. That's the last 30 days. Not last 3 days, not last 5. That's a month. And it's not like it's a month where it's like, well, he did nothing last year. That at least is a possible foreshadow that Vientos is ready to join the party. Number 1. Number 2, Beatty's last 50 at-bats. All right, 50 at-bats. He's hitting 333. And he's got an OPS over 1,000. And I think more importantly, Beatty, unlike Vientos defensively, Beatty has shown that he can pick it at third base. And he can play second, too. Like, the thing with Beatty's a guy, and I'm not saying that he's going to be a 7 or a 10 or a 12, 15-year Met. I'm not saying that. But Brett Beatty I'm going to stick with Beatty. Brett Beatty has quelled the concerns that he can at least play slightly above average defense. He has done that. If you Met fans don't feel that, I'm not sure what to tell you, but he has. And he's done it at more than one place. He's done it second, and he's also obviously done it third. Now that his stick is along for the ride, and he's starting to show some pop, he's going to finish up with 20-something home runs. So, again, this is not the Yankees are doomed and the Mets are perfect. Neither team is perfect, and neither team's winning the World Series. But right now, if you said, even though the NL is better than the American League, I just feel like there's less wrong with the Mets. I honestly do than with the Yankees. I do.
With the Beatty stuff, they're too hot and cold. Same with Vientos. I'm happy he's starting to hit the ball and hit home runs.
It's about time.
It's very, very important that he's doing that. But Beatty's been hot and cold all season long, and he's been hot lately, sure. But then if you take away the one game where he had basically 4 singles on Friday night, he went 4 for 6.
Yeah.
His last five games, he's basically take those 4 hits away, which you don't. But he's got 6 hits in the past 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
Like he went 4 for 6 with 4 singles the other day.
I know.
Like I'm not impressed by him, and he gets too cold too quick. And that's been the MO for this whole Met team. It's the same thing with the Yankees,
you got to want him more than Mauricio out there.
Well, it's weird. Like Mauricio, I still think is going to be the better hitter.
I'm saying now. I think I might agree with you down there. Maybe. Actually, I don't know, because even yesterday, was it yesterday or Saturday? I think it was yesterday. It's like slider at the ankle, strike one, strike. He looks.
Well, he looks lost now. But here's the thing, BT. He played. This is his first game in a days.
No, I know, but even when he came up, the knock on him is the inability to hit the soft stuff. And, to me, now, I'm not saying he's got to figure it out in a month. I want to be fair.
No,
to the kid.
of course.
Ripped up his knee, missed a whole year. I think he's definitely got more tools than Brett Beatty, no question, and more tools than Vientos. But, I mean, if you can't hit a slider or a curve and he misses them by a mile, I know he's going to tighten it up a little bit, but it doesn't mean it's going to ever be a strength.
His sample size is so small right now, which is why a lot of people are sitting there going, oh, Brett Beatty, look, he can play. Yes, he's had more than 3 years of experience in the majors. He better figure it out. He better be hitting 15 home runs in a league where everybody hits home runs. Like, dude, we're sitting here I'm not praising Brett Beatty. He's got 15 home runs. Go look him up and down the league. There's 200-plus people that have 15 or 10-plus home runs. It's not impressive to me anymore. We can you're a baseball player. That's what you could do. Get on base consistently. Hit the ball for a better batting average. Yeah. Stop with these cold streaks. Yeah. Defense is definitely improved. That's for sure. Third base definitely improved with Brett Beatty, but second base is a little weak. I'm not gonna sit there and he is soft when it comes down to him and Lindor. They are not on the same page.
Well, I mean, listen, the home run barrage in baseball. You've got to temper the enthusiasm. You look around, I mean, everybody's got some home runs. The Yankees have 5 guys with over 20, and here I am rambling for 3 hours that the Yankees have no shot, which we all know is true. Yankees have no shot to win the championship this year. So I am no longer moved by home runs. I understand what you're saying there. I'm just saying that I look at there's growth with Beatty, which I do appreciate. I gave you a 50 at-bat sample. Okay, it's not exactly big, but you mix that with Vientos, and even if only one of those guys remains hot the rest of the way, which is probably what's going to happen, and, McLean, I just think there's more recent evidence from a Met perspective than a Yankee. But really, the Met season, in a lot of ways, guys, in terms of how you're really, truly going to feel, it starts tonight and starts tomorrow. If you don't get Senga and Minaya going, it doesn't matter how much we talk about Beatty or Vientos or McLean or Holmes going 7 or, this guy coming out of the pen. It does not matter. They must join the party. And you don't even need both to be great. But one of those guys has to start doing his job. And I think it's got to be Minaya more than Senga. I trust him a little bit more. He seems to be more, I want to say mentally tough. That's not fair. But Senga just, I don't know. I can't really get and I like Senga. I like him more than Sal. You know that. You've heard me say that. But he's just all over the map. He just nibbles. And you look up and he nibble. No, you can't nibble like that. I think Manaya's got a little more of a chance to get back to what he was a year ago. Now, before we get a quick break, come back, get the calls. I need to at least check on, I mentioned this earlier, I need to check on the emotional condition of one soon-to-be 9-year-old Anthony Hoffman, who, unfortunately for soon-to-be 9-year-old Anthony Hoffman, he did serve up a cookie to Uncle BT, who was able to deposit this in Uncle Sal's pool on Saturday. And because I've seen this with my own son, and I actually don't mind this, little Anthony took the 3-run home run by Uncle BT very, very hard. So was he recovered in the car ride home? Was he did he stabilize during the evening?
I can't believe you're bringing this on air that you a 52-year-old man crushed a bomb off of a 7-year-old.
No, he's 8. I thought he was 8.
He's not 8 yet.
Oh, so
he's gonna be.
I said soon to be 9. He's soon to be 8. Even better. He's got game.
I get it.
I'm not putting this on Anthony. I'm just making sure he's okay.
You just went on air saying that you crushed a bomb off of a 7-year-old.
He left a little cutter that didn't move. I mean, what am I supposed to do with it? Pop it up just to make him feel good?
He's 7. First of all, by the way,
yes.
the stickler that Anthony is, the previous play where you quote unquote fouled the ball.
It was foul. It was foul.
It was of course it was
close,
foul,
but it was foul.
That's what pissed him off.
I know.
He's like, that was fair. He should have been out. Plus, I got Colt out at second base prior, but you guys said no. Colt's got to be at second base because again.
He threw the ball at him, which I love. If that's the rule, he knew what to do.
Yeah, but he got Kinsley out of third base too. The same thing.
What do you say? My family cheats? I mean, that's kind of what I'm hearing.
Hold on, I'm saying, like, dude, we're sitting here talking about you smashing a home run off of him. He didn't even care if he gave the home run. Yeah. By the way, you legitimately went O'Doyle style off of him from Happy Gilmore. 100%.
O'Doyle. Was it O'Doyle or O'Doyle?
O'Doyle. O'Doyle
yeah,
rules.
Was it O'Doyle? Yeah, O'Doyle. You're right. O'Doyle rules.
BT is straight up O'Doyle rules.
I mean,
off of a 7-year-old with an illegal at bat, by the way.
No, that's just a good wiffle ball bat that we came with.
You guys came in, hey, by the way, look at this thing. We got it all juiced up.
Well, I know. We had a little tape on that. So it's like here's the thing. The yellow wiffle ball bats are too small.
They're too small.
They're too short.
Yes.
So you almost have to keep, if you're an adult, if you're a kid, they're good. You almost have to have your hand below the knob. You can't hit like that.
There are bats that they sell that are like the black or thicker ones.
I've
got the blue ones that are thicker. So like, those are the better ones.
That's what we brought.
Those are real deal.
Now, here's the thing. So you say I went old Doyle.
Yes.
So, but what is better? And I would want you to do the same thing to my kids. What is better? Because he's got a little game and he's competitive. I think Little Lane has a chance to be good. Your son. What is better for his development? To have somebody smash one in the pool and understand.
I don't think he cared. A better pitch. He didn't care about the home run. That's the thing.
Still the rules.
It's the rules that he's stickler on. Dude, I swear.
Yeah, you told me that.
So we have 8U. He played a 9U game when we were 8U, and the rules were a little different. And he got thrown out at second base, and he got pissed. He goes, "That's not fair." He blocked the plate. I go, dude, it's different rules. And we got the rules for the 9U, and it specifically says, I'm like, dude, remember when you told me that wasn't a rule? Here is the rule. It says, as long as they have the ball, they can block the plate. And he's like, all right, fine. Like, finally admitted to the fact that he was wrong. But he is a stickler for rules. So if he thinks in wiffle ball you're allowed to peg somebody with the ball to get somebody out, that's how they play.
Hey, by the way, you don't think I've seen that my son's whole life? You don't think I identify that?
I'm talking to you. That's right.
I mean, I get it. So, as a soon-to-be 8-year-old, I get it. I respect it. Kid's got his grind on. Good for him. Good for him.
No, he understands he's going to give up home runs, especially to a 52-year-old man.
Oh, you got to keep slipping that in.
Dude, you crushed it. You sent it to the moon.
Yeah,
and you walked it off.
I did barrel one up. It felt pretty good.
I think you did a bat flip.
No, I don't think I bat flipped.
Oh, you definitely bat flipped.
No, because my wife wouldn't run. I'm like, can you at least run so I can enjoy my jog around the bases?
I wish we had that on video.
She's going like this. I don't know if it's fair. Yeah, it's fair. Keep it moving. I want to jog. That was funny. All right, 888-808-1019. BT and Sound on the Fan. Back to these calls. Yanks, you know where I stand on that. Mets, you heard what Hoff and I were talking about that. Where are you from a Mets perspective going into the big Philly series? BT and Sound on the Fan.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
I'm Michael Jenkins here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. I'm taking the Blue Jays on the money line tonight against the Twins. It is a pitcher's duel between Joe Ryan for the Twinkies and Max Scherzer for the Jays. I'm siding with Mad Max, 4-2 with a 3.60 ERA, and he has been on a roll, allowing just 5 runs in his last 25 innings pitched. On top of that, the Blue Jays 42-21 straight up when playing in Toronto. Take the Jays on the money line. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books, and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
When it comes to getting the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. And when it comes to getting more free services for life than anywhere else on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. So when you're in the market for the best deal on Falcon tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. And I mean absolutely nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire. Just got my car right here at Dana Ford. Just got my car right here at Dana Ford.
New 2025 all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E. Lease $198 a month, 36 months, zero security, $45.98 due at signing. Or 0% APR financing up to 72 months. Big selection at DanaFordDeals.com. Dana Ford, Staten Island.
With approved credit, dealer retains Ford rebates. Expires 8/31/25.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on The Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you catch Luisito's header?
Yeah, I just recorded it on my new Samsung A36 5G phone I got for free at Total Wireless.
Oh, I'm actually live streaming the whole match with my new Samsung Tab A9 that I also got free at Total Wireless.
I got that tablet too.
And I got that phone too. We both got both.
Go!
Switch to Total Wireless and get both the Samsung A36 5G and the Samsung Tab A9 for free. For a limited time while supplies last, valid in store. Requires new phone activation on the Total 5G Unlimited plan or higher external port and ID verification and new activation on the Total 5G Unlimited 6-month tablet plan. Restrictions apply.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, September 10th when the Yankees host the Detroit Tigers and get ready to receive a very special giveaway. It's Yankees New York or Nowhere Knit Hat Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees New York or Nowhere Knit Hat presented by Benjamin Moore. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. That's the Yankees and Tigers on Yankees New York or Nowhere Knit Hat Night, September 10th. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, The Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn.
Off today. He's back Wednesday. Back tomorrow. Then I'm off, and then we mix and match a little bit this week, and then we both come back after Labor Day, and all systems go. Yanks, Mets, Jets, Giants. Let's get back to the baseball calls here. 888-808-1019. Before I do that, though, very quickly. So Volpe, as you know, obviously by now, will not play today, and he's not in the starting lineup. He was told after the game last night, which I think is the right move. I would have done it a lot sooner. I would never have sent him down. I always resisted that with great force. Maybe that would have been the thing, but I just didn't really see how that was going to benefit him necessarily. And they also didn't have an option. Well, they do now, whether it's Caballero, whether it's Rosario. But here's what I don't understand. And this I just fundamentally disagree with. And, you know, if we had Aaron Boone on today, I would ask him this. So Anthony Volpe said that he's going to sit, meaning today. This was from last night. But he'll return on Tuesday. Well, I wouldn't make any assurances that he's returning anytime soon. I mean, what if Caballero goes out and has 2 hits and steals 2 bags? You don't just wedge somebody back in. What you do is you let it play out. And being married to reinserting him, not knowing what's going to happen tonight, to me is completely unnecessary and really unjustified at this point. So I don't get that. I would not do that from a Yankee perspective. We'll see. You know, if your sub plays well, then you might sit again on Tuesday. And then if he plays well on Tuesday, you might not play on Wednesday. We'll let you know. Stay ready. We know you are. Listen, we know you're a hard worker. We know you're locked in, well-intentioned, and disciplined. So there's nobody that has to worry about Anthony Volpe not doing whatever it takes to fight out of this. Now, we'll find out if he's good enough to eventually do it to become the player that we need him to be, and they need him to be. But he has not earned like, well, he's not earned the right. Anthony Volpe has not earned the right to be told. Anthony Volpe has not earned the right to be told that he's playing tomorrow no matter what. I don't care. I'm just not telling him that. TBD, TBD, Volpe. We'll see. See what happens. All right, let's get back to the phones here. How about Anthony in Brooklyn, BT and Sal on the Fan? What's up, Ant?
Hey, Sal, what's going on? How you doing?
Good. It's BT, but Sal's good as well. What's up, Ant?
I'm doing all right. Like you just mentioned, I thought the Yankees should have benched Anthony Volpe a little earlier because he's been struggling so much, not only offensively but defensively. But I wonder how long this is going to last. What do you think?
Well, apparently it's over after tonight. He's playing tomorrow. So that's the answer, which I don't really agree with here. I don't know. You know, we're obviously past, you're not going to send him down now. I mean, first, there's not a lot of minor league season left, and it just doesn't make any sense to do it. And they're not going to do it. And again, I've always really strongly resisted that. But I was saying as far back as 5 weeks ago, give him a breather. Let him sit. It's okay. You know, now, the options weren't there, so I get that to an extent. But you did have Peraza still at that point, so even if it just meant less of an upgrade offensively at shortstop, at least in theory, but more about giving Volpe a chance to mentally reset. To me, that was the move right there, more so than just running him out there, hoping it was going to change. Rob's in New Canaan. What's going on, Rob?
Hey, BT, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing today?
Good. I got to tell you, bud, the smile on my face when you were talking about your grandfather and Old Spice aftershave, I got to tell you, it is I'm an Italian American. It was so true. It rings true to this day when I put it on. But I just loved it. I want to thank you. You made my day.
Yeah, I'm not alone, man. With that white T-shirt and the gold cross and the hair slicked back and shaving every morning and the gravy going on at 7:00 on a Sunday. I can still smell it.
But BT, the difference is I did grow up in Darien, so there was no white T-shirts and no gold necklaces, but everything else rang true with what you said.
It. Understood. Yep. And he used to keep his razor blade in a little Old Spice cup, too.
Had to.
He did.
Hey, listen, just real quickly, in March, I couldn't wait to throw down my credit card, as I do every year, and buy the app so I can watch my Yankees play. Mm-hmm. And yesterday, I'm sitting around and I'm watching some compelling Mets game. I'm watching a little IndyCar. I'm getting ready for the FedEx Championship in golf. And I'm thinking about, I just juxtaposed how I felt in March about watching the Yankees and then paying for them for the rest of the season to watch them. And I went online. I canceled my subscription to the Gotham. I cannot support mediocrity, and that's what the Yanks are. It's a flawed product, unfortunately, and I didn't even feel bad doing it financially or emotionally.
Yeah. And again, I don't really wade into that, Rob. Thanks for the call. Like, I'm never going to be. I remember years ago when I was at a different station, there was like this undercurrent, and they did it. I don't know how successful it was or how well attended it was, but there was like a group of Knicks fans who were trying to get me to join in a protest and go outside the garden. I'm like, that's not what I'm doing. I mean, I'll rant and rave and call it how it is on the radio when Isaiah Thomas at that point and James Dolan and Eddie Curry and Jerome James, but I'm not jumping into that. I am never going to be the guy that's going to tell you, don't go, don't spend your money, don't get the app. You do what you got to do. You know what you can afford, and you know your level of tolerance. But I also know this. So like yesterday, what did I watch yesterday? I watched Tommy Fleetwood win for the first time on American soil, which was great. I'm not going to get into it now because there's not a lot of time and I don't know how many people really care. But, less about the $10 million in the FedEx Championship. But Tommy Fleetwood has been a hell of a player for a long time. To see him close that out, I enjoyed that. So I watched the end of the FedEx there. So I watched some of that. I watched, I've been all over the Little League World Series. Taipei beat Nevada. I watched that. I watched the Mets and the Brave. Honestly, the thing that I enjoyed watching the least was the Yankees and the Red Sox. It was fourth. I mean, maybe ahead of the Mets, because the Yankees at least hit some home, and they won. But, compared to, and, Taipei smoked American team, unfortunately, but, I mean, you're throwing 82 miles an hour from 46 feet, and I don't know who the hell's hitting that. It's 106 miles an hour converted. If it was like a 60-mile mound, 60-foot mound in terms of reaction time, nobody was hitting that kid. And the way they catch the ball, whatever. So the better team won, or at least the better pitcher won. But just to see those young men compete and the energy and the family, I love it. I love the Little League World Series. And again, big shout out to the kids up in Connecticut, Fairfield. Loved watching their run. And they did get a little bit hosed. I mean, it's double elimination the way this thing starts out. Then it becomes modified winner's bracket. So, you can, and they're going to have to change this. And not just because a team near us got screwed a little bit, but everybody else had two chances to lose. I mean, Fairfield beat Nevada. And then Nevada, beat Fairfield once. And it just didn't really, I don't think it was equitable either way. It was a lot of good stuff to watch yesterday. And even though the Yankees hit home runs and they won and they avert the sweep, did you really enjoy it? I mean, I didn't. I'm not going to lie to you. 888-808-1019. It's BT and Sal right here on the Fan. Hey, the city's biggest indoor pickleball event's coming back October 10th. Pickleball's huge. It's the 10th and 11th, and it will sell out. Sign up for the fun or for the cash prizes. Just go to 1010wins.com/pickleball for all the information. The pickleball tournament presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Al and I had this idea about doing a FAN draft, and we've decided not to for those reasons.
Stupid idea. Let's do an FAN draft.
I think we should do the draft.
Yeah, why? Because I say
a lot of
idea. You're just afraid you drop to the second round again. That's a good point, Eddie. Thank you.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Bogish with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by WeatherGuard Truck and Van Equipment. They're just as driven as the hardworking pros they serve. Let's revisit the Patriots' 2024 draft class. There's potential franchise QB Drake May and maybe nothing else. Between trades, cuts, and injuries, May might be the only pick of 8 that's still around a year later. Whether you're the champs or rebuilding, you can't draft like that. I'm Andrew Bogish.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Hey, baseball fans, go yard with BetMGM, the sportsbook that knows how to treat you right. It's an exciting time of the year for fans of America's pastime, and with BetMGM, you can be a part of every diving catch, every double play, every strikeout, and every home run from your favorite teams and players. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Download the BetMGM app, sign up, and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection, 0.5 milligrams.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member.
Hey, it's Jerry Recco. If you're facing hair loss like I am, I would like to share my journey at Great Many, New York City's cutting-edge hair growth studio. Looking to regrow your hair safely and effectively? Forget those risky pills with scary side effects and costly trips to Turkey. At Great Many, they use PRP, regenerative medicine trusted by pro athletes for recovery. It's a natural, non-surgical solution that really works. Check out my journey and visit greatmany.com/fan to learn more and save $200 today. Don't hesitate. Take action now like I have. Go to greatmany.com/fan to book your treatment or get a free consultation.
Call of the day with Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Stanford on The Fan, BT and Sal.
Hi. Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much.
Hello, Carolyn. How you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Good.
You know, I follow the Yankees really closely, and I go to a few games. And one of the games I went to, I saw one of the players standing in the dugout, and I was like, who is that? And it just hit me that this team, it's like a pickup team. They do so many wholesale changes every time at the trade deadline.
Yep.
That they have a heart for themselves. They don't have a heart for the team. You know, they are invested in getting their stats up, but they don't seem to be invested in having chemistry. They don't have a DNA for New York, for the Yankees, because they've never really been with the Yankees. So it's just, it's a job to them. You don't really see the passion because they're just looking for the next job, the next place that they're going to go.
And there was more, too, and she nailed a lot right there. I was really interested. That was early in the show. It was a good call. BT and Sal here. It's 146. Got Evan and Tiki coming up next here, 888-808. 1019's the number. I want to get this in. I think you guys will enjoy this before I get back to the calls. It's about Jackson Dart. NFL Talk on the Fan brought to you by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday on CBS and Paramount Plus all year long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. So I think, let's face it, if you encompass every storyline with the Jets and the Giants both being on the table, I think it's fairly easy to recognize what the biggest question of the year going in is in New York football, and that's when do we see Jackson Dart? Like, when do we really see him? And there's going to be a lot of conversations about this. Some think he should start week 1, which I think is nuts, which he's not. I looked at the schedule, and I just came up with this. And, all right, so he's not going to play week 1. Not going to play week 2 in Dallas. You're not going to throw him out there on a Sunday night against Kansas City, or at least I wouldn't. And, by the way, I think Russ will do okay. So I think Russ will be fine early. I don't think he's going to be so poor where we're looking, right away, we got to get Dart in there. I don't think you throw him in there against a Harbaugh defense, which is going to be very good. LA Chargers, that's late September. Then you're in New Orleans. All right, maybe. Like, if Russ is awful, then maybe that's the spot. But then you have Thursday night against Philly. Then you're in Denver. Then you're in Philly on a short week. Like, there's just really no soft landing spots. And even Sunday, November 2nd, which is week 9, that's against San Francisco. And that's at home. They're coming across the country, whatever, but they're a pretty good team. I think when I look at this, probably, it all depends on Wilson, sure. But I think the first really, truly logical spot for Dart will be week 10, Sunday, November 9th at Chicago. I think. Like, that's the one that tends to jump out. Then after that, you're back home against the Packers. It's not a short week. There's nothing wacky there. No prime time. You want to tell me, and by the way, I don't even know if it's going to be that early. I mean, he might not play until after the bye, which is week 14 in early-ish December. I don't know. I'm saying, though, the one spot that makes a little bit of sense to me now could be that Chicago week 10. You want to tell me week 13 at New England, but that's a Monday night game. Vrabel's a good defensive guy. Do you want to mess around with that? Probably not. I don't know. That's my first look at that. So there you go, a little football something with Dart. Let me get back to you guys here. Let me get Tom in Brooklyn. Tom, BT and Sal, how you doing today?
Yeah, how you doing? Listen, before I give you my Steinbrenner take, you and Hoff have almost the exact same sounding voice on the radio. It's weird. I don't know if
I don't
you
think
guys
so.
could...
I don't hear that at all, dude.
I don't think so. I think maybe Sal and I sound a little bit alike, but me and Hoff, no.
Yeah, my voice is so much sexier.
Yeah. Well, you got to have something.
Maybe you don't hear it as we hear it on the radio. Anyway, do you think anything's going to be done with the Yankees for a change while Steinbrenner is still the owner? I don't think so, but I was wondering your take on it.
Yeah, I do. I think if the Yankees miss the playoffs this year, which I don't think they will, but I think they'll make it as a wild card. If they were to get bounced like immediately, I think there's changes. Yeah, I think Hal's got a limit. I mean, what do we? I mean, can't be stupid about this here. I mean, nobody has a job for life, so. If they don't make the playoffs, then I think that there's probably wholesale changes, meaning Cashman moves on to an advisory role, whatever. Obviously Aaron Boone would be out at that point. If the Yankees make the wild card and lose in round 1, I can see them, or him, probably keeping Cashman, which I wouldn't agree with, and then maybe doing a new manager. But listen, I think whenever the change comes, we've had some conversations with people off the record, off the air. Like Jeter would be interested in this job. He would be interested in Cashman's job. And Posada would be interested in managing. And we know they're boys. So I don't know where that goes, when it goes, if it goes. But you'd have to acknowledge that, any quick ouster, you'd have to anticipate massive change. You have to. And this is crazy how think about, even though it's really not that different from what some of us thought going into the year, right now, the Yankees are projected to win 88.7 games. The Mets are projected to win 85.7. So I thought the Mets would be slightly higher. I thought the Yankees over-under at 90.5 was really wasn't touching that. I went under. But I wasn't feeling great about the division. You guys know that. But we are 30-ish games to go for both of these teams. One's projected to win mid-80s, the other high 80s. One team, the Yankees, has an 8.5% chance to win the division. The Mets have less than 6% chance based on everything that they calculate. This model that I use, less than 6% chance to win the division. And the Mets, by the way, now the Yankees are postseason just making it's well over 95%, but the Mets is in the low 70s. I got news for everybody here. The Yankees or the Mets, neither one of those teams gets an ounce of credit for merely making the playoffs. Not from this show. Not from this guy. Like, that's got to be the bare bones barometer. Like, you drop 340 like the Mets. You drop whatever it is, 290 now. The Yankees have eaten some money with DJ. They picked up some money with McMahon. So, like, where their money is now, they ate money with Stroman. Where it is now versus where it was, it's gone a little bit higher. So they're even closer. They're over 3 now. When you have a payroll over $300 million, you think we're getting on the air in New York City and throwing a party with all these additional wildcard spots for the Yankees and the Mets to merely make the playoffs? There's no way that that's going to happen. And there's no way anybody should feel that way, honestly. Now, but Rob is feeling positive in Sayreville. Rob, Speed Teen Sal, what's up, dude?
I wouldn't say fully positive, but so I'll give you a little background. But so I'm a diehard Yankee fan. I'm also a teacher and a high school baseball coach.
Nice.
And naturally, when I see a problem that's mind-boggling, like what the Yankees are right now, I think to myself and I try to rationalize it. So I'm trying to, I can't imagine a world where you, and Yankee fans are smarter than the people that they have working in the front office.
Why not? I don't know. Why not?
Honestly, I'm trying to think, this is a $1 billion organization.
Fantastic.
How stupid could they be?
Well, I'm not saying, no, Rob, hold on, Rob. I'm not saying that they're stupid. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But, I know that this is going to sound, I just know how it's going to sound, but I don't care. I know more baseball than some people in the Yankees front office. I could promise you that. I'm not going to run away. Now, I'm not going to speak for anybody else. I'm speaking for me. Me? Yes, I have great confidence saying that. I do.
I want to get to my point. So nowadays, after every at-bat, you see the guys go into the dugout.
Yep.
They check out their iPads. Yeah. They're working through things like pitch sequencing. Yeah, pitch sequencing, hot spots, all this data that they're looking at.
Yep,
they're trying to play it's like 3D chess they're trying to play.
Spin rate. Yeah.
And so what I'm wondering, and this is against me trying to rationalize.
I got you.
Could it be possible that the so-called genius analytics guys,
the nerds,
maybe even relating it to football, right? Like they're holding their cards for the postseason, where they get there and they change their approach,
Rob,
Rob, you're
overthinking it, Rob. No, I have to end because the show's basically no. Because if that was the case, well, then why haven't the Yankees had more success? And I appreciate the out-of-box thinking. I really mean that. Sincerely. You're an educator. You've got a fertile mind. I appreciate a different way to approach a problem. I do. That's admirable. And I know you're not saying that they're doing that. You just throw it out there as a possibility. But if that were true, then why wouldn't that apply to previous seasons? Like, we've been having this conversation about the New York Yankees over and over and over and over and over. It was put on pause because of the World Series appearance a year ago, and rightfully so. But then when they got there, they looked like a JV team that was stumbling and mumbling all over the place, couldn't catch a pop-up, couldn't make routine plays, couldn't situationally hit. They looked like the team that really bothered us. So, no. I don't think that they're kind of keeping things in there. But it's not a baseball mulligan or baseball breakfast ball on the first tee. We'll drop this in October. They just don't have good enough players, and they just don't stand up to the best teams in baseball. That's a fact, based on the record.